धन्यवादाः। अधुना वयं सर्वेपि राष्ट्रियसंस्कृतविश्वविद्यालयस्य क्षम्यताम् अधुना अत्र अस्माकं पुरतः समुपस्थिताः सन्ति भारतीयप्रौद्योगिकसंस्थायाः निदेशकाः श्रीमन्तः आचार्याः के.एन्. सत्यनारायणमहोदयाः। तानपि अहं विनिवेदयामि मञ्चमलं कुर्वन्तु इति। राष्ट्रियसंस्कृतविश्वविद्यालयस्य कुलगीतम् अधुना वयं शृणुमः पश्यामः च।
सोमा ज्योतिर्गमया जागरयाम पुरोहिताः। तव सोमा ज्योतिर्गमया जागरयाम पुरोहिताः। तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु संभोमनांसि जानताम्। तव सोमा ज्योतिर्गमया जागरयाम पुरोहिताः। तिरुपति संस्कृत विद्यापीठं श्रीपति गिरिपद सन्निधापितं तिरुपति संस्कृत विद्यापीठं परिणत वैश्विक विद्यालयः पूर्वैरीत्या नूतनैरुता। तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमया जागरयाम पुरोहिताः। लक्ष्यपूरको ज्ञानं सम्यगवेक्षणं। राष्ट्रिय जन जन लक्ष्यपूरको ज्ञानं सम्यगवेक्षणं। रत्नधातवं व्याकृतिहोरा न्यायसाहिती तत्त्वचिन्तनैः। तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमया जागरयाम पुरोहिताः। छात्रसुमनसा पराह्लादको रामानुजमुखशास्त्रबोधनै। छात्रसुमनसा पराह्लादको रामानुजमुखशास्त्रबोधनै। रामशास्त्रितो गोपालादिः राजन्ते खलु कुलप्रधानाः। तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमया जागरयाम पुरोहिताः। ज्योतिर्गमया जाग्रयाम पुरोहिता शिक्षा शास्त्र विशारदाः हितो निश्रिताः कुलपति पठता शिक्षा शास्त्र विशारदाः अमर भारती व्यवहृति भाषा संवेचननी विराजते तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमया जाग्रयाम पुरोहिता संकुले संगणके संशोधवर्त्मनि योगे गणिते कला संकुले संगणके संशोधवर्त्मनि अनुपाते किल क्रीडारङ्गे प्राचीने विज्ञानदर्शने तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमया जाग्रयाम पुरोहिता वचनं पथ्यं हे जनता समता ममता सहनौ भुनक्तु वचनं पथ्यं हे नापि द्वेषो नवानुरागः संगच्छध्वं संवदध्वं तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमया जाग्रयाम पुरोहिताः तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु सम्भोमनांसिकानतां तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमया जाग्रयाम पुरोहिताः तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमया जाग्रयाम पुरोहिताः तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमया जाग्रयाम पुरोहिताः
राष्ट्रीय संस्कृत विश्वविद्यालयस्य कुलगीतं सर्वेपि वयं श्रुतवन्तः। अधुना अहं सम्प्रार्थये आचार्यान् पी वेङ्कटराव मूर्ति महोदयान्। एते राष्ट्रीय संस्कृत विश्वविद्यालयस्य शिक्षा विभागस्य आचार्याः सन्ति। आगतान् सर्वानपि स्वागती कुर्वन्तु इति निवेदयामि।
नमस्सभायै श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। गुरुब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुदेवो महेश्वरः गुरुस्साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। भारतीय ज्ञान परंपरायां स्रोत शिक्षक प्रशिक्षण कार्यक्रमम् अधिकृत्य अत्र आगतेभ्यः विविध प्रान्तेभ्यः आगतेभ्यः सर्वेभ्यः नमांसि भूयांसि। अद्यतन कार्यक्रमस्य मुख्य अतिथयः समागताः सन्ति। एवमेव अस्माकं विश्वविद्यालयस्य परमसम्माननीयाः महामहिमोपेताः संस्कृत साहित्यशास्त्रे कृतभूरि परिश्रमाः आचार्यः श्री कुलपल्ली श्रीरामकृष्णमूर्ति महोदयः अस्माकं विश्वविद्यालयस्य कुलपतयः तेभ्यः हार्दं स्वागतं व्याहरामि। एवमेव कार्यक्रमेऽस्मिन् नानाशास्त्रविशारदाः विद्वत्तल्लजाः प्रोफेसर KSN सत्यनारायण महोदयाः फ्रॉम IIT तिरुपतिः विशिष्ट चीफ गेस्ट रूपेण अत्र आगताः सन्ति। तेभ्यः अस्माकं कार्यक्रमपक्षतः हार्दं स्वागतं व्याहरामि। तेषां विषये संक्षिप्तरूपेण परिचयं कर्तुम् इच्छामि। प्रोफेसर KN सत्यनारायण महोदयः is currently the director of IIT Tirupati, Andhra Pradesh. He has been a professor in the Building Technology and Construction Management Division of the Department of Civil Engineering at the Indian Institute of Technology, Madras, Chennai, India. तेषां education कथं भवति इत्युक्ते PhD Clemson University, South Carolina, USA. MS Clemson University, South Carolina, USA. BTech, Indian Institute of Technology, Madras, India. He is a chairman of the Academic Advisory Group, Project Management Institute, PMI, Vice Chairman, Board of Advisors of the Glass Academy, expert members on the Board of Management of Building Material and Promotion Council, BMTPC, and serves as an independent director on 5 company boards. एतेषां प्राप्त अवार्ड्स एवं भवन्ति। PMI इंडिया डिस्टिंग्विश्ड स्कॉलर अवार्ड 2011 मध्ये प्राप्तवन्तः। दि सुचित कुमार घोष मेमोरियल मेडल 2002 फ्रॉम इंस्टिट्यूट ऑफ इंजीनियरिंग इंडिया तथा प्राप्तवन्तः। कै एप्सिलॉन अवार्ड एवं रूपेण पुरस्काराः प्राप्तवन्तः। एतेभ्यः हार्दं स्वागतं मम पक्षतः, विद्यापीठ पक्षतः, कार्यक्रम पक्षतः हार्दं स्वागतं व्याहरामि। एवमेव विशिष्टातिथिरूपेण अत्र समागताः सन्ति वेंकटेश्वर वेद विश्वविद्यालयस्य कुलपतयः प्रोफेसर राणी सदाशिवमूर्ति महोदयः। तेभ्यः हार्दं स्वागतं व्याहरामि। एवमेव तेषां विषये किंचित संक्षिप्त रूपेण परिचयः करोमि। सर्वे जानन्ति, अत्र प्रायः न जानन्ति। वाइस चांसलर ऑफ श्री वेंकटेश्वर वैदिक यूनिवर्सिटी तिरुपति। एतेषां एजुकेशनल क्वालिफिकेशंस MA संस्कृत PhD, MA फिलॉसफी, MA इंग्लिश, वेद विद्या प्रवीण, PG डिप्लोमा इन जर्मन, UGC नेट, CIC awards received. संस्कृत बंधु in 2001 January, Vijayashri Award of Indian International Friendship Society in 2005, Natyaravali State Level Talent Award in 2007, Pragna Bhaskara in 2010. एतेषां publications एवं भवति 10 books published, research articles more than 40, books edited 8. एते एव नास्ति, एतेषां विषये वक्तुं समयः पर्याप्तं नास्ति। एते बहुमुख प्रज्ञाशाली मल्टीफेसेड पर्सनालिटी, केवलं संस्कृत विषये एव नास्ति, जनरल विषये अपि अत्यंत निष्णाताः सन्ति। एतेषां विषये संक्षिप्त रूपेण एवं उक्तमस्ति। तदनन्तरं मुरलीकृष्ण महोदयः विशिष्टातिथिरूपेण अत्र समागताः सन्ति। तेषां कृते अस्माकं कार्यक्रमपक्षतः हार्दं स्वागतं व्याहरामि। तेषां विषये संक्षिप्त रूपेण अहं वदामि। ते पी मुरलीकृष्ण गारु, प्रिंसिपल रिटायर्ड इन SV आयुर्वेद कॉलेज तिरुपति, डॉक्टर ऑफ मेडिसिन इन आयुर्वेद, काय चिकित्सा, and life member for Indian Medical Practitioners Cooperative Pharmacy and Stores Limited, Atayar, Chennai, Association of Gerontology, Varanasi, Indian Association for the Study of Traditional Asian Medicine, Mumbai, Indian Epilepsy Association, Tirupati, All India Ayurvedic Congress, New Delhi, Sri Ramakrishna Seva Samiti, Tirupati, Akhila Bharat Vivekananda Yuva Mahamandal, Calcutta, Sri वैखानस दिव्य सिद्धांत विषये तिरुमला मध्ये अस्ति। एतेषां विषये एतेषां भागग्रहणम् अस्ति। एवं रूपेण अत्र विशिष्टातिथिरूपेण समागताः सन्ति। तेषां कृते पुनः स्वागतं स्वागतं सुस्वागतं व्याहरामि। तदनन्तरम् अद्यतन कार्यक्रमस्य मुख्य विशेष व्यक्तिः प्रोफेसर घंटी एस मूर्ति महोदयः। तेषां विषये अत्र भवन्तः सर्वे जानन्ति। नेशनल कोऑर्डिनेटर IKS डिविजन MOE न्यू दिल्ली। तेषां विषये किञ्चित् वक्तुम् इच्छामि संक्षिप्तरूपेण। प्रोफेसर घंटी एस मूर्ति महोदयः एवं सन्ति। एतेषां विषये घंटी एस मूर्ति महोदयः इज अ प्रोफेसर इन बायोसाइंस and biomedical engineering at Indian Institute of Technology, Indore. He is the national coordinator for the Indian Knowledge System of MOE operating from AICTE. He is also the funding head of the Center of Indian Scientific Knowledge Systems at IIT Indore. Previously, he was tenured professor in biological and ecological engineering department at Oregon State University for 14 years. He is the co-founder CEO of GREW Engineering LLC and currently serves as it is chairman board of directors. He has PhD in agriculture and biological engineering from University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. He has MTech and BTech in agriculture engineering from IIT Kharagpur and NERIST respectively. एवमेव अत्र मुख्यातिथयः समागताः सन्ति। तेषां कृते हार्दं स्वागतं व्याहरामि। एवं रूपेण विविध प्रान्तेभ्यः आगतेभ्यः तेभ्यः सर्वेभ्यः कार्यक्रमपक्षतः हार्दं स्वागतं व्याहरामि। एवमेव आहूताः अतिथयः वार्ताहराः शिक्षणेतर सदस्याः छात्राः छात्राश्च भवतां समेषां कृते पुनः नमांसि भूयांसि उक्त्वा विरमामि। धन्यवादः।
धन्यवादाः महोदयाः। अधुना वयं राष्ट्रियसंस्कृतविश्वविद्यालयस्य डॉक्युमेंटरी पञ्चनिमेषात्मकं पश्यामः। चेतन महोदय कृपया डॉक्युमेंटरी प्रदर्शयतु।
India, the home of Vedas, where ancient sages spoke of the primordial divine utterances, singing the glory of the God and nature. The land of diverse cultures, ethnicities, and thousands of languages. But one thing that connects every Indian across all corners of the country is a language, an ancient language, the most divine, that is Sanskrit. In the heart of temple city of Tirupati, a university that stands out as a diamond in the crown of Indian culture. Located at the foot of Tirumala Hills, the abode of Lord Sri Venkateswara, near Alipiri,
the National Sanskrit University, the medium of instructions and teaching is Sanskrit. It is a unique university to propagate the Sanskrit language and Shastric learning. Now 2,500 students are studying here from Prakshastri to PhD Vidyavardi. More than 10,000 students are doing their services to propagate Sanskrit in all over India and abroad. This is the unique institution that is propagating Sanskrit through online programs also.
the university is now established in a sprawling area of 56.40 acres. The campus is at a distance of 4 kilometers from railway station and APS RTC bus station. The sylvan surroundings, the serene climate add to the glory and the learning ambience.
the university offers most salubrious environment for Sanskrit education, promotion and propagation. We have well-equipped classrooms, and virtual classrooms, computer labs, audiovisual studio, and several other facilities. The university has state-of-the-art network and internet facilities providing Wi-Fi services to all students and faculty.
Established in 1961 as Kendriya Sanskrit Vidyapit by Government of India with the goals to accelerate the pace of higher learning and to combine traditional Sanskrit education with modern scientific research. National Sanskrit University provides a great opportunity for the students across the nation and overseas to join and learn various subjects related to the traditional Shastras, Sanskrit teacher education, and career-oriented programs also.
While we offer education in traditional subjects, the methodology and approach is utilizing the modern technology, information and communication technology alike.
More than 15,000 students compete every year for 2,000 seats in various disciplines in the campus. A combination of traditional Shastras with modern subjects like computer science, history are offered at Shastri, Acharya and Vidyavaradhi levels. NSU has the unique distinction of being conferred as a center of excellence in traditional Shastras and its tremendous potential for the development in future. The transaction in the classroom, discourses in the campus, everything happens in Sanskrit medium only. 360-degree view of the Sanskrit world.
9 hostels are functioning in the university, which has a capacity of 1800 students for boys and girls.
मैं यहाँ के हॉस्टल फैसिलिटी के बारे में कुछ बोलना चाहती हूँ कि यहाँ आने के बाद रहने की जो प्रॉब्लम मैं सोची थी कि बाहर आ रही हूँ कहाँ पे रहूँगी, यहाँ पे आने के बाद मैंने देखा कि यहाँ के हॉस्टल फैसिलिटी इतना अच्छा है, हॉस्टल का कैपेसिटी इतना अच्छा है, विद्यापीठ में पढ़ने वाले हर एक स्टूडेंट के लिए ये अवेलेबल है, ना कि किसी कोई भी हो, लोकल की हो या फिर बाहर की हो, आगे आ रहे हो या फिर बाद में आ रहे हो, किसी के लिए रहने का कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं होता है.
The campus also provides a scope for students to participate in various extracurricular activities like NSS, speaking skills training, etc. The university is venue this year for National Sanskrit Meet. It is meeting of budding young talent with the scholars of outstanding eminence. It showcases the potential of Sanskrit as a word and heritage. The university has many amenities like dedicated bank branch and a post office.
एवं अनेक गुणोपेतः विश्वविद्यालयः एतस्य डॉक्यूमेंटरी सामान्यतः 15 मिनिट्स डॉक्यूमेंटरी अस्ति. समयाभावात् वयं केवलं 5 निमिषेषु वयं दर्शितवन्तः. पुनः एकेपि द्रष्टुम् इच्छन्ति अस्माकं विश्वविद्यालयस्य वेबसाइट मध्ये वर्तते, कृपया अनन्तरमपि द्रष्टुं शक्नुवन्ति. अधुना अहम् IKS विभागस्य FTP संयोजकं श्री अनुराग देशपांडे महोदयं विनिवेदयामि कार्यक्रमस्य वृत्तं समर्पयितुम्.
अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुर्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. इस परम पवित्र स्थान के अधिष्ठात्री देवता भगवान बालाजी के चरणों में साष्टांग प्रणिपात करता हूँ। व्यासपीठ पर उपस्थित सभी गणमान्य व्यक्ति और नेशनल संस्कृत यूनिवर्सिटी के सभी पदाधिकारीगण और मेरे सामने उपस्थित आचार्यगण, आप सभी को मेरा नमस्कार। 6 दिन के लिए रोज मेरा चेहरा देख के आपको पता नहीं क्या लगता होगा, लेकिन जिस तरह का अनुशासन और जिस तरह से हमने सेशंस रखे थे वो आपके सहकार्य की वजह से पूरे हो चुके हैं। ज़्यादा समय ना लेते हुए रिपोर्ट की तरफ आऊँगा। कुल मिला के 13 सेशंस थे। पहला जो था वो ओवरव्यू फिलोसॉफी, भारतीय फिलोसॉफी, भारतीय दर्शन, जो डॉक्टर वेंकटराघवन जी उन्होंने लिया। उसके बाद केस स्टडी केमिस्ट्री डॉक्टर वी रामनाथन जी जो IIT BHU के हैं उन्होंने किया। उसके बाद वाटर मैनेजमेंट पर डॉक्टर VN प्रभाकर जी जो कि IIT गांधीनगर में है और बहुत ही सुंदर तरीके से पानी हम कैसे जल व्यवस्था कैसे हमारे भारत में थी उसके बारे में उन्होंने बहुत सुंदर विवरण किया। दूसरे दिन एलिमेंट्स ऑफ IKS डॉक्टर मोहन राघवन जी जिन्होंने भारतीय तत्व और मूल को, उसके सिद्धांत को अच्छे तरीके से बताते हुए कौन से एलिमेंट्स IKS में हो सकते हैं उसका एक पर्यायी पूरा विवरण डॉक्टर मोहन राघवन जी ने किया। उसके बाद एक केस स्टडी अर्थशास्त्र डॉक्टर विनायक रजत भट्ट जी, फिर केस स्टडी आयुर्वेद पे वैद्य डॉक्टर P राम मनोहर जी, और उसके बाद तीसरे दिन जो एलिमेंट्स ऑफ IKS का प्रथम सत्र था उसका दूसरा सत्र फिर से डॉक्टर मोहन राघवन जी ने लिया। फिर केस स्टडी एग्रीकल्चर जो प्रोफेसर घंटी सूर्यनारायण मूर्ति जी जो हमारे नेशनल कोऑर्डिनेटर है IKS डिवीजन के, उन्होंने एग्रीकल्चर इस विषय पर, कृषि इस विषय पर बहुत ही सुंदर विवरण किया। उसके बाद केस स्टडी हुई फिर से नीति शास्त्र डॉक्टर भरत दास जी। फिर IPR इन IKS इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी राइट्स कि हम किस तरीके से हमारे जितने भी पेटेंट्स है, कॉपीराइट्स है, उसको कैसे उसका संरक्षण कर सकते हैं, किस तरीके से वो भारतीय ज्ञान परंपरा में आवश्यक है, उसका बहुत ही सुंदर विवरण डॉक्टर विजयलक्ष्मी अस्थाना जी जो CSIR TKDL की प्रिंसिपल साइंटिस्ट है उन्होंने किया। उसके बाद टेम्पल आर्किटेक्चर पे डॉक्टर हर्षा MS जिन्होंने बताया कि हमारे भारत का जो एग्रीकल्चर आर्किटेक्चर था वो किस तरह से समृद्ध था और आज भी उसके जो तत्व है, जो सिद्धांत है, वो हमारे भारत के मंदिरों में दिखते हैं। उसके बाद केस स्टडी मैथमेटिक्स पे भारतीय गणित डॉक्टर वेंकटेश्वर पै जी इन्होंने किया। फिर 2 लेक्चर्स कल हुए जो डॉक्टर MD श्रीनिवास जी जो चेयरमैन है सेंटर फॉर पॉलिसी स्टडीज चेन्नई, उन्होंने फाउंडेशनल मेथोडोलॉजी ऑफ इंडियन साइंसेस इस पर एक सुंदर ऐसा विस्तृत पूरा भाषण किया। और अंतिम सत्र जो था वो केस स्टडी मेटलर्जी जो डॉक्टर ओमकारनाथ मोहंती जी ने किया कि हमारे यहाँ पे जो धातु शास्त्र था वो कितना समृद्ध था। आज जो आखिरी दिन था उसमें आप सबकी परीक्षा हुई। ये परीक्षा आपकी खुद की परीक्षा थी। दिस वॉज सेल्फ असेसमेंट। आपको समझना चाहिए कि हम किस स्तर पर है और हम कहाँ आगे बढ़ सकते हैं, उसके लिए ये परीक्षा थी। और 1 घंटे की वो परीक्षा पूरी होके हम अभी समापन सत्र की ओर बढ़ चुके हैं। तो ये सेकंड स्टेज है जो मास्टर ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम का था। फर्स्ट स्टेज हमने भारत में 6 जगह पे किया जिसमें सारे लोग जितने भी प्रोफेसर्स थे UGC के वो सब इन्वॉल्व थे। जो 1000 टीचर्स थे उनको हमने फर्स्ट स्टेज में ट्रेन किया। उसके बाद आपकी एक परीक्षा हुई, उसमें से 234 सिलेक्ट हुए। उसमें से आधे भोपाल में जिन्होंने ट्रेनिंग लिया वो नॉर्थ स्टेट्स जितने थे उन्होंने किया। नॉर्थ ईस्ट, सेंट्रल और साउथ इसका सब कुछ तिरुपति में हुआ। ये भी एक बहुत महत्वपूर्ण बात है कि भगवान बालाजी के दर्शन आप सभी ने किए और आप उनके आशीर्वाद, मैं उनके चरणों में प्रार्थना करता हूँ कि हम सब पर उनके आशीर्वाद रहे। और एक छोटी सी बात कह के अपने वाणी को विराम दूंगा कि एक बार भगवान गोपाल कृष्ण को किसी ने पूछा कि आपने तो 18 अध्याय बताए, पूरे भगवत गीता में 18 अध्याय बताए, आपको सबसे ज़्यादा उसमें कौन सा अध्याय या कौन सा योग पसंद आया? तो भगवान गोपाल कृष्ण मनी मन मुस्कुराए, हमेशा की तरह स्मित हास्य देके उन्होंने बताया उपयोग। ये 18 अध्याय का उपयोग अगर किसी ने अपने जीवन में कर लिया तो जाके कुछ हो सकता है। इसलिए ये जितने भी हम विषय यहाँ पे ले रहे हैं, ये सारे विषयों का उपयोग आपको कैसे करना है ये आपको देखना है। भारतीय ज्ञान परंपरा अभी ऊपर आ रहा है, इवॉल्विंग है। 10 साल में हमको उसको एक अलग बड़े वृक्ष की तरह देखना है, तो उसको आपको बचाना पड़ेगा, उसका संरक्षण करना पड़ेगा और अपने विद्यार्थियों तक उसको लेके जाना पड़ेगा। इसी के साथ अपनी वारी को विराम देता हूँ। भारत माता की जय।
धन्यवादाः महोदयाः। अधुना प्रतिभागिनः अनुभवं कथयन्ति। क्रमशः अहं नामानि वदामि। आरम्भे महाराष्ट्रतः आगता वर्तते डॉक्टर कविता बियानी महोदया। स्वीय अनुभवं कथयतु इति निवेदयामि।
Good morning to all. Honorable dignitaries on the dais and my dear friend, myself Dr. Kavita Biyani from Dayanand Commerce College, Latur, Maharashtra. Indian knowledge system. First of all, I am so much lucky and so much happy to be here within the master's training program. Indian knowledge system is that we have learned here is our passport identity or to the future, for tomorrow belongs to the people who prepare for it today. 4 points I have to explain here, and in a short I will explain. First point is there, that is related to lodging and boarding facility, which was very nice and very nice arrangement for of buses also to go and fro, as well as the darshanas. बहुत ही मन प्रसन्न हो गया जब 2-3 बार दर्शन ले लिए. Unimaginable was that. I came with my family and my family also takes the darshan for 3 times also. Therefore, I am so much happy here. Second point, that is, I am very, very thankful to our national coordinator, Dr. Ghanti Murthy sir, from last 6 days, from inauguration to the valedictory program. He is completely with us, just like a friend. He was so much caring. He has discussed all the different types of views with us, as well as this dynamic personality and so much down to earth. Once again, I am thankful to this personality. Third point I have to express related to resource person. All the resource persons are diamonds. These diamonds are collected from all over India, and to these diamonds as well as to we people, the right direction was shown in this master training program, as well as by giving various instructions nicely and properly to by a unique personality from our Maharashtra, Anurag Deshpande sir. I am very, very thankful and I express my sincere gratitude towards you for taking all these efforts. And one of the last points, sir, we people promise you here that we will take this IKS further in the next generation also. Whatever study material you have given, we will study a lot. इन दिन आने वाले जनरेशन में हम बहुत कुछ स्टडी करेंगे, बहुत कुछ अर्थशास्त्र में मैं पढ़ूंगी, बुक्स खरीदी करूंगी, and we will also teach in our area also. Lastly, whatever we conserve, we love it. Whatever we love, we understand it. Whatever we understand, we will teach to the further generation also. Many, many thanks to give me an opportunity for expressing these views. Thank you.
धन्यवादाः। अधुना डॉक्टर जी मोहनाचार्य महोदयः आन्ध्रप्रदेशात्, तदग्रिमः डॉक्टर प्रशांत धर्माधिकारी महोदय सिद्धः भवतु।
prostrating myself on the lotus feet of Lord Venkateshwara, respected dignitaries on the dais and the off the dais. I feel it a pleasure to participate in this Master Trainings Faculty Development Program here. See, the organizational problems related to the accommodation, food, all other things, they are immaterial for me. For me, only the material is the lectures given by the members. All the lectures that have been delivered on this days for the last 6 days. I appreciate Dr. Gantimurthy sir for selecting such an eminent scholars in related to that particular area of studies. And as we know, sir is right from the beginning, the day 1 to today. I can say that he is a friendly teacher. I think he is from agricultural engineering, but how inserted himself into this Indian knowledge system and how inspired thousands of people like us here on this occasion. And I don't like to name any one or two resource persons by degrading the other people. All the resource persons are very excellent in the field of the knowledge. And also what we learn from this 6 days, 7 days program, I assure you, sir, definitely it will be implemented as your dreams, passions, and desires definitely come to light and become true within the short span of time. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
धन्यवादाः। अधुना गुजरात् प्रदेशात् आगताः डॉक्टर प्रशान्त धर्माधिकारी महोदयाः कृपया शीघ्रम् आगच्छन्तु।
कल्याणाद्भुतगात्राय कामिकार्थप्रदायिने श्रीमद्वेङ्कटगिरिनाथाय श्रीनिवासाय ते नमः। नमांसि भूयांसि आगतेभ्यः। Everything has been already spoken. I will just talk about the implications that I earned from the masters, those who were talking about, because it was a master training program. As we already know, we feel like the only thing that I came to know here that I do, that yada kinchit buddhajana sakashad avagatam tada murkhosmiti. Atra bhavaha janaha atra agatavantah. Someone is from aerospace, someone is in mathematics. Look at the multidisciplinarity of the ideas that were spoken about. Now NEP is talking about all these things, but our shastras are ingrained into it. So I think this is something that we need to imbibe. So and one important aspect which has been touched upon by Honorable Gantiji in his presentation, he said parampara, drishti and laukika prayojanam. So parampara is there, but we need to imbibe drishti into it. I remember a very important OV written by Sant Jnaneshwar in Mahamarathi. He says that, even on the feathers of the peacock, the eye is there, but that doesn't have the drishti. So our eyes are also like that. So if we, yaha pashyati sapashyati, as we talk about, so here we got that drishti, and then laukika prayojanam, as Anuragji has rightly pointed out, upayoga. So I think that we will do in our regular classroom teaching. So starting from Venkat Raghavanji, the first lecture he said about, the philosophical foundation. He was categorically talking about, don't quote directly from Upanishads and, the Shastras. He said, connect with the youth so that you give references to films, Insta posts, so that your lecture will be engaging. Otherwise, it will be a kind of a sermon. And then, the pedagogical implications given by the Panchatantra and the story that, the animation and all these things, they were, I think, very much important, because the subjects like Tantra Yukti in research methodology that we are teaching. For example, for PhD, we teach this subject. But many a times I teach in English literature, and the topics are generally dealt with the students, and we don't teach these things. Like we teach in-text citations, this literature review and all these things. But in Tantra Yukti, we understand that how Adi Shankara and other people have also used in-text citations in different way. So if we could compile this kind of component and we can use it pan-India, that is on that we wish to work. And a very important session I I personally liked, that is by Mohan Raghavanji, the elements that he has dealt upon, because we are all from different disciplines of languages and sciences, and we need to connect with the youth. So this IKS can be taught to the students of international relations, political science, and all these things. So if we unearth the cycles which are inherent there, so I think his idea was very, very important. So I think, and the very important aspect, that is brainstorming sheets that have been circulated. So all students were writing every day, and I have clicked the photograph just today in the morning in the bus that they were preparing for exam. So post-exam and pre-exam that I'll be sharing on the group. So it was wonderful, and thankful to the Kulapati Mahodayah. किमर्थं तेन तद् दर्शनस्य व्यवस्था कृतवान्, अथवा महोदय उक्तं द्विवारं, मयापि द्विवारं दर्शनं गृहीतमस्ति। एतत्तु बहु आवश्यकं, महान् आनन्दस्य विषयः। धन्यवादः।
धन्यवादाः महोदयाः। अधुना सिक्किंतः डॉक्टर संतोष सुब्बा महोदयः, ततः परं डॉक्टर मेघा चौधरी महोदया अस्सामतः, क्षम्यतां, मेघना चौधरी महोदया।
Namaste to all the dignitaries and all the participants. My name is Santosh Subba, and I am from a small state of Sikkim. So, first and foremost, we extend our heartfelt gratitude to the Indian Knowledge System team for giving this opportunity to share our experiences on behalf of the entire northeastern regions, including Sikkim, Assam, Meghalaya, and then Manipur, and all the northeastern states of the India. So we feel privileged to have by attending this 6 days training program, which has been organized by UGC IKS division at this National Sanskrit University, Tirupati, Andhra Pradesh. So total of 15 sessions we have attended and covered with a wider range of the topics, each providing to be a meaningful, practical, and highly applicable. So from delving into philosophical foundations to exploring case studies in methodology, and every sessions provided a new perspective on the Indian knowledge system, or so-called the Bharatiya Gyan Parampara. Undoubtedly, each session enriched with us with knowledge and valuable experiences, and with a special acknowledgement and gratitude to Professor Gantimurthy sir for his exceptional external motivations and support throughout the sessions. His insights on the very first day on the essence of an idol called the Acharya. He has mentioned, sir has mentioned that to become the perfect Acharya, you need to have Acharya. That is how to behave is the first aspect of every Acharya or the Guru. So we remember those things, sir, forever. So, in the words of Vivek Ananda, when we are arised, when we are awakened, so you should not rest until your goal is achieved. So that must be remembered. So this serves as a constant reminder to persist in our upcoming pursuits in this knowledge domain area. So we eagerly look forward to continue guidance and support from the IKS division team and its dynamic team research persons in the future programs and their endeavors. So at last, we express our sincere gratitude to the UGC IKS division team, particularly Professor Murthy sir, for his unwavering support and guidance. We also extend our thanks to Anurag sir and his team, as well as all the research persons who contributed to this session successfully. So additionally, our appreciation goes to the entire staff of the National Sanskrit University, Tirupati, Andhra Pradesh, for their assistance, including accommodation with good meals provided, And we also express our special thanks for arranging the special darsana to Lord Venkateshwara. Therefore, Jai Venkateshwara, Jai Balaji, Jai Govinda. So this is what I have to say. Thank you.
धन्यवादाः अधुना मेघना चौधरी महोदया
Namaskar. I am Meghna Chaudhary and I represent, as told by the Honorable Prime Minister of India, the Ashtalakshmi of India. I am from the land of 8 states, northeastern states, which include Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, Manipur, Mizoram, Meghalaya, Nagaland, Tripura, and the brother Sikkim. So from the Ashtalakshmi, we have come here. And I, on behalf of all my colleagues, all my teammates, stand here giving our respect to the honorable dignitaries sitting on the dais and the honorable people, the august gathering sitting off the dais. So what I would be speaking here would not be my personal anecdotes, but as I'm representing all my teammates here and all the 8 northeastern states, so that will be a team speech rather. In the outset, I would like to thank the University Grants Commission for organizing this wonderful, wonderful training for us and giving us this opportunity to visit this temple city in the southern region of India, Tirupati, and the National Sanskrit University for organizing this in a beautiful and organized manner. It has been a very, very enriching experience for all of us here to attend this rigorous training program in Indian knowledge system. So our journey from the short-term program till today have been very, very insightful, very, very fruitful, and very, very engaging indeed, because we were constantly involved in a cycle of learning and engaging with our learners through the lenses of Indian knowledge systems. In this particular course, since all are respectful, the wonderful teachers who came from different parts of India and who are experts in their own fields, since their lectures were very, very well curated. So not only could we connect our own discipline, our own domain with the Indian knowledge system, but also we learned how to connect all our disciplines together, because multidisciplinarity is the need of the hour and we need to follow that. Regarding feedback, we would like to express one thought, that we should be responsible enough in our coming days, in our future, so that more material hidden inside the treasure, inside our soil from the northeastern states of India comes to the light, because we belong to a land of living tradition like Hotriya and sacred groves like living root bridges of Meghalaya. So those should come to light, and we have the responsibility, we take this responsibility on our shoulders, that those knowledge systems, the oral literature, the material culture, the social folk customs, the performing arts, whatever is there, they should come to light, they should come to the front. And we have met honorable teachers, honorable professors from all the parts of the country. So in the future, we really hope that we would take up collaborative work in collaborative platforms. We need to develop materials in regional languages, of course, with the support of our mentors. And Moti sir is there. He will guide us what would be our future course of action. And we hope to make this IKS very much, we hope to make this ingrained in the minds of the new generation, in the minds of New India, so that they can connect their own lives, their own lifestyles, and their own thought process, their philosophy of life into the Indian knowledge system, and they don't consider this as something alien or something ancient or whatever they think so. So it is a very good sign that students are coming up. They are appearing in examination in IKS net also. They are coming out with flying colors, with good results. So we are very hopeful that this journey will continue in the future, and this journey will be very, very colorful indeed, and some purpose we had in our lives to be born as human beings, and we think that this would be an important purpose for us in our lives to take forward this journey called Indian knowledge system. So I thank all of you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
धन्यवादाः। अधुना कर्णाटकतः डॉक्टर मंजुनाथ महोदयः।
Om Sri Guru Basavalinkaya Namah. Anurag sir has given me a direction. Only 1 minute will given to you. Within the 1 minute, you have to complete your shares like this I told. So it is very difficult to share the 6 days programs within the 1 minute. So with the permission of the Honorable Vice Chancellors and all the dignitaries, I will take 1 more minute, means 2 minutes. So one minute is from Anurag ji sir, 1 minute Vice Chancellor ji sir and all the dignitaries sir. And 1 minute from all the participants, totally 3 minutes sir. So whatever is there, so I would like to speak with the permission of the dignitaries in Kannada, because the feelings and the gratitude, all these words, it should not come from the tip of the tongue. It should come from the bottom of the heart. That only it affects. So, koi no pucha to or somebody is asked, where is dharma, where is Sanskriti, where is Sampradaya, where is Sistu, where is good environment? If somebody is asked, come to the National Sanskriti University, Tirupati. I will show you. Because just we watched the documentation and about the National Sanskriti University, really, bhala nam romanchana anta karitare kannadalle. So romanchanat. So actually I decided myself only. So definitely, if it is possible, my brother's son or the sister's son, if possible, I will put here only to study the Sanskrit here only here. So that is the National Sanskriti University. Because we are all know, with the people, we are conducting so many seminars and so many workshops here. It is very difficult to organize. Very difficult to organize here. How to organize, how to make the accommodations, how to provide the food, all these things. If somebody asked, again you come to the National Sanskriti University and take the training in the National Sanskriti University, how to organize the 5 days or 6 days programs. Sir, really provided all the facilities to us. Really, we are very happy here. This is 1 minute here. Now I'll come to the main point here. So I am truly honored to stand before you to say my experience of the 6 days master training program. Actually, to be frank, so the impressive line of the resource persons guided us in a systematic manner, which are there in the IKS. The caliber of the resource persons has been truly exceptional. Their insights, expertise, and passion have been instrumental shaping our perspective and inspiring us to strive our excellence in our endeavors. So the interaction and the thought discussions have encouraged. Really, we have gained the lot of knowledge during this 6 days program will undoubtedly find their way into our teaching here. So overall, such a training program play a very crucial role in continuous learning and professional growth what they provided here. The impact of these 6 days program will resonate
throughout our career. Therefore, once again, on behalf of all, we are very much thankful to the Indian knowledge system organized by collaboration with the Government of India, the Minister of Government, and the UGC, and especially Gantimurthy sir and NSU, all the dignitaries. I am very much thankful to you, providing us to participate in this national master training program. Thank you, one and all. So once again, I am very much thankful to sharing my experience. If any mistakes, please excuse me. Sorry.
धन्यवादाः सर्वेभ्यः। अधुना IKS विभागस्य राष्ट्रीयसंयोजकाः आचार्याः घण्टी एस् मूर्तिमहोदयाः तानहं निवेदयामि कार्यान्वयनं कथं भवेत् इति विषये अस्मान् सर्वान् अपि उद्बोधयन्ति।
मातृभ्यो नमः, पितृभ्यो नमः, गुरुभ्यो नमः, सभायै नमः, सभापतिभ्यश्च नमो नमः। वेरी गुड मॉर्निंग ऑल ऑफ यू, सभी को मेरा नमस्कार। एंड बहुत ही आनंद हो रहा है कि आई एम स्टैंडिंग बिफोर यू ऑल एट द एंड ऑफ दिस 6-day program. And as many of you had requested, and I had told to all of you that we will be talking about this, because this is not the end of a journey but beginning of a long journey. This is not end of a workshop but beginning of a long journey. And I would like to go over a few of the things. There should be a PowerPoint slide. Can you please? Not the PowerPoint. It's okay. Okay, sure. ఇది సరిపోతుందండి, ఇది ఇక్కడి నుంచే మాట్లాడతాను. While this is getting set up, बस मैं इतना बोलना चाहूँगा कि जितने रिसोर्स पर्सन्स आए थे, बहुत ही हमने परिश्रम कर कर उनको चुना है. एंड जैसे कि आप लोगों ने देखा है, एज यू हैव ऑल सीन, दे आर रियली द जेम्स of this country, diamonds. And there I'm reminded of the words of our Bharat Ratna MS Subbulakshmi Amma ji. And once when she was conferred Bharat Ratna, a reporter went and asked her, Amma, you have been conferred Bharat Ratna. You know what was her response? She said, we are born in this ancient land of rishis, Bharatavarsha. Every person here is a Ratna. And she said, in every one of us, Bhagwan has given us capabilities. We are unique. As they say in Sanskritam, amantram aksharam nasti, nasti moolam anaushadham, ayogyah purusho nasti, yojagah tatra durlabha. There is no letter which is not a mantra. There is no plant which is not useful in medicine. There is no useless person. We have to find uses for that and then combine them. And so what she said was, Bhagwan has given us qualities, some things, there is a special purpose for which we are here. And if we do that, it is really something that is what we are doing our duty. So just like we say, if we have money, if we accumulate a lot of money and we don't donate, we call that person a miser. Similarly, Bhagwan has given all of you, all of us here who are teachers, capacity of intellectual knowledge. We can speak well, we can talk to our students, inspire students. This is a capacity that the Bhagwan has given us. If we don't use that, we'll become the misers. There is no difference between that and this. So we'll have to go out the maximum extent possible and inspire students. That is essentially our purpose in life at this point. And each one of you, each one of us, whoever is born in this Bharatavarsha is a Bharat Ratna. So we need to aspire for that. As they say, when we look upon people who are less accomplished than us, we should lend a lending hand and then lift them up. And when we look at people who are very accomplished than us, we should think of the amount of hard work that they have put together to get to that point. Imagine all of the scholars who had come and lectured here. They did not do that by 15-minute presentation or 1 hour presentation or 2 hours of lectures or things like that. There is a lifetime of hard work behind that. And we should all be willing to put that in and then go forward. And so we wanted to talk about the next steps. So in terms of the next steps, so as we all know, I wanted to give you a little bit of a background before I get into the next steps, so that you know what is the larger context in which we are talking about all of this. So the larger context is that Bharati Jnana Parampara Vibhaga, or the Indian Knowledge Systems Division, was established in 2020 June by the Government of India to implement some of the aspects of the Indian knowledge systems in the academic systems. So the idea was that to rejuvenate and mainstream the Indian knowledge systems for contemporary world. So idea was not to just look at it from a history perspective. IKS is not history, as it was probably clear throughout all of this week. It is not history. We are talking about things that are relevant today and tomorrow and for tomorrow's world. And so therefore we are talking about IKS and rejuvenating that. And unfortunately, because of all the colonial systems, there is dormancy. It is right now in libraries, and it is our job to bring it to laboratories. That essentially, if you want to say what is one line, this thing of IKS division, we want to bring the knowledge that is in libraries to laboratories. And there we talk about drishti, parampara, and the prayojan. So now, yeah. So this is the larger framework. We'll be sharing the slides set. Anurag will share this slide deck with you all, just so that you have this thing. So what is so we talk about, if you look at IKS division website, you will see that we are involved in Bharatiya Khel. We talk about Olympiads. We talk about school education. We talk about research projects, centers, wiki, internships. Where do all of those things fit in? So if you look at it, that is essentially the pipeline of the modern education system as it exists in India. So we start off at the school education level, and then we go to higher education, and then there are research scholars, and then finally there are institutions that build it, and all of that is going back to the society. The IKS division interventions are located at each of those points, because what we are trying to do is jumpstart that pipeline with a Bharatiya Drishti or IKS Drishti. So, for example, we are working at the school level with the NCRT, trying to bring changes to the curriculums. We are working with them to introduce physical games, Bharatiya Krida, in the schools, so on and so forth. And then when we talk about the higher education, we are working with AICTE, UGC, all of those people, essentially to bring in curricular changes, train teachers, and bring IKS into curriculums. And at the same time, we are also providing opportunities to students through student internships. That's what you will see there. There are these national youth conferences that we organize, where youth, undergraduate and postgraduate students come. There are poster competitions for them. These kind of resource persons go and lecture them as well. There are workshops, all kinds of things, fun activities. For example, there is a session in the National Youth Conference where we teach them how Ayurvedic cooking. How do you cook from an Ayurvedic perspective? And there is actually practical demonstration of it. It's a 3-hour session. And in the mornings, they do yoga sometimes, but not always yoga. They do Kalari Payattu also. Martial arts, we teach them that. And there are these, again, in the evenings, there are whatever region we are in, we conduct the cultural programs associated with that particular region. And then there are many such activities, games, board games. How do you play board games? What is the design behind board games? So there are all those fun activities that take place. So we do that in the National Youth Conferences. And then you see, as the students get inspired there, some of them will go to become research scholars, and we need to support them. That is where we do have the research proposals, interdisciplinary research proposals, where we fund extremely high quality proposals which have a blend of Indian knowledge systems and the modern knowledge systems, contemporary knowledge systems. And there are also this last year onwards, PMRF, the Prime Minister's Research Fellowship, also has a category for IKS. We are actualizing the things this year, and hopefully that should come out soon. Then once you have people working in institutions, in an institution there could be 3 or 4 faculty members working on various domains of IKS. Now, how do you build institutional capacity? So that is where the IKS centers come in. So these are essentially like the umbrella centers which will bring all of them together, and they function on 3 pillars. There is, of course, the interdisciplinary research. Second, there is education and mentoring, because we need to, the parampara aspect, we need to mentor the second generation scholars. So that is there. And then teach, that is the education part. And the third pillar of these IKS centers is for outreach and dissemination, so that we can take it to general public, so that it goes to the society. These are all the things that we do. And then to enable all of that, of course, you need knowledge resources, because a scholar could be wanting some books or some manuscripts or general information. Wikipedia, we know, is not the most authentic source of authentic knowledge. So we are creating our own wiki, which is moderated. And so essentially it is almost equivalent to a peer-reviewed it is equivalent to peer-reviewed Wikipedia that we will control. Nobody will be able to edit without our permission, and we are doing peer review of articles there, and then that will soon be published. Wiki, IKS Wiki. So any IKS related information, you can go there and then see. We are also putting paribhashik shabdas, the terminologies. You heard Professor Venkat Raghavanji and our basically Mohan Raghavanji talk about how important it is that we should use the terms properly. We cannot translate one word to the other one. Talked about karma, dharma, all of these things, right? So you know that we can't use them interchangeably with English equivalents. There are no English equivalents. So there are such concepts. So we want to put the paribhashik shabdas there as well. So you'll be able to get a lot of these things in that IKS wiki. And of course, there are many outreach activities that we normally do. And so that is essentially where this entire conceptual framework is about the IKS division's work. And you know where you fit in. You fit in right. You fit in. Where is that? Okay, well, you fit in right there in the higher education framework, where we are trying to bring in trainers who can actually teach the students and things like that. Now, we have been collaborating with UGC. Where is this program falling in place? Is that we have been talking to UGC, and I must really thank them, because the kind of enthusiasm that has been shown by Professor Jagdish Kumarji, who is the chairman of UGC, Manish Joshiji, who is the secretary, and Mantha Srinivasji, who is the joint secretary, and all the people there have been very enthusiastically supportive of the IKS, introducing IKS in the curriculums. So one of the first things that we did last year was, in order for us to train students, it's important to have teachers who are trained. So all your induction programs and the refresher courses in UGC now, HRDCs, will have IKS component now. That was part of the teacher training guidelines that we had come up with in last April, last year. And then immediately around June, we were working simultaneously on incorporating IKS into UG and PG curriculums. Now, as a part of that, it is mandatory that 5% of all the undergraduate course credits, that means if you have a 160 course credits in a course UG program, 5% of that, about 8 credits, have to be in IKS. And 50% of that, that means 4 credits, have to be in core electives. What does that mean? So the broad elective is broad course is essentially something that is mandatory for every student in their first year. So that is typically the kind of material that was covered in the first FDP that you had all taken. And Professor Mahadevanji's book can be a good textbook for that kind of a general introduction, just to give that Vihanga Vikshan, big overview of IKS. Now, the 50% of the 5% credits, right? That is 4 credits to 6 credits, typically depending on the program, is essentially discipline specific electives. That means a student studying BA mathematics has to take IKS related electives in their subjects. That means core Madhava School of Mathematics or Aryabhatiyam or Leelavati, a course on that. That is what a student needs to take. And then if somebody is studying, let's say, economics, they may have to take Arthashastra as one of the courses. So similar courses have to be done. So this is essentially the requirement. So this comes from the second year onwards. So these guidelines were already implemented last year. So the first year, the 1,000 teacher training program, which you were all part of, was part of training teachers for that foundational course. So this is taking this to the next step, but essentially what will be coming a year later in the next academic year is the discipline specific electives that have to be taught. And then of course the UGC net in IKS has already been operationalized. This year they have already conducted 3 rounds of that IKS net, and people have been qualifying in that as well. And then in terms of the teacher training, we wanted to train teachers. The first round was 1,000 teachers that we had done. And today we are at that highlighted one, 250 master trainers, because the feedback from those 1,000 teacher training workshops we conducted was very positive to the UGC. So they asked us to train 10,000 people. And we said, impossible, we can't do. We are a team of about 12 people at IKS division. And more importantly, the time of the resource persons is so precious that they're actually fighting with their administration to come here. That's the kind of level of dedication that they're showing. Some of them have spent 8 hours in airports to come here to spend 5 hours with you, and then they went back. And so that is the kind of stress that they are in. So we said, okay, we'll not put them under more stress. What is a better way to scale things up? This is again something that we have been thinking about as a parampara. We cannot say that, okay, if there are 13 or 14 resource persons who come, they are the only ones who will be teaching for next 5 years. That is not a scalable model. We want to scale up. And for that, we wanted to train 250 master trainers. And we had basically divided the country into 10 regions. And from each, the plan was, I will go over the plan a little bit later, and then there will be discipline specific. Next step of this will be, once you have completed this one, we will be conducting discipline specific FDPs, which will not be 1 week long. They will be 2 to 3 or 4 days long. And we'll try to conduct it in next 4 months. That's the plan. And then we are developing courses for as per the UGC guidelines. This is in progress. Remember those discipline specific courses I mentioned? That is what we are trying to do. We have already funded some 42 courses that are being currently under development. In addition to that, the centers that I had talked about, we have 25 such centers across the country. And there are 17 centers which are developing 42 courses. So those 25 centers, people have been teaching classes in IKS subjects in their institutions for last 2 years. So all of that material will be something that will make it available to you. And then next, of course, we want to teach, textbooks are required. So this year onwards, April onwards, IKS division is going to go on a massive, again, exercise to develop 25 to 50 textbooks every year. And will really be, again, the kind of quality will be similar to the kind of resource persons that we have brought. That is the level which we are trying to do. And then finally, we are trying to build IKS capacity in the UGC. So this is more about sensitization, because many times you're all familiar. Many of our colleagues don't know what IKS is. They think it is some kind of a religious instruction, which, you know, if we have seen it here. It's not that. It's something else. It's about our Bharati Jnana Parampara. So that kind of a proper information needs to be basically conveyed. It is not about Sanskritization. It is not about Hindutva or anything. It is basically about our traditions, our culture. And it's not just about texts. It's oral traditions are as important as I was mentioning earlier. So yeah. So coming specifically to this FDP, what is this particular FDP about? So remember I had said 10,000 faculty members, that was the goal in 1 year. So we have to train 10,000 faculty members in 1 year. That means April to December of this year. And so that they can teach that broad overview courses in various institutions. Of course, MOOCs are there, but we all know the effectiveness of MOOCs. I mean, think about the lecture that Venkat Raghavanji gave, first day, right? Think about doing that online. Yeah, what can you say? I mean, it will never convey the same feeling if it is, unless it is done in a classroom mode. There are places where that can be done, but there are places where you should not do it. And this is a place where we think we should not do it. We should prefer instruction in the classroom. Therefore, it's important that we train 10,000 faculty members. So the idea was we had wanted to select 250 master trainers across the country. So we divided the country into 10 regions, because again, travel and all of those things we need to keep in mind, and regional aspects need to be brought out. So best people would be from that region to bring out those regional traditions into their IKS programs. So those 250 people, we selected about, from 10 regions, we selected somewhere around 20 to 25 people. Remember that exam that happened? After that exam, we selected about 20 to 25 people from each region. So each of you here is coming from, there is a group of 20 to 25 people from various regions. We'll share that list of people, okay, after this conclusion of this FDP. So you'll see who are in your region. 25 people will actually be trained here. And after this 1 week of course, there will be some more discipline specific FDPs that will be conducting. Again, we will request you to attend at least one of them. The idea would be you will get specialization now. Now all of you to teach a 1 week FDP like the ones that you had done previously in August to October range. We will require at least somebody to go through that first. This kind of an FDP, this 1 week master trainers program, and a discipline specific FDP. Then we will be confident enough to teach at least a 1.5 hour lecture. That's all. Right? So now, if you can teach that 1.5 hour lecture, a group of 10 people, because there are 20 to 25 people in a region, every month, some 10 people among that group will be going and then conducting a FDP, 1 week FDP, just like the one that you attended previously. And this will be repeated 10 times. Now, there are 10 regions and 10 times, 10 into 10, 100, 100. So we will be having 10,000 people, right? By the year end. And the schedules of when to conduct within a month. The idea is every month we'll be conducting one FDP. When to conduct, which week to conduct, where to conduct, we will leave it up to the group. That group of 20 to 25 people to do it. All we are asking is you are committed to do one FDP. Who will go there? We are completely free. If you want to bring, let's say it happens that in the group in, let's say Kerala, there is nobody who will talk about the water resources management. Let's say, just I'm taking an example. Maybe you want to invite somebody from Northeast for that. Now you have known the group, you can invite. Maybe somebody in the Northeast wants to learn about Kalarai Payattu from Manipur. So they will invite somebody from Kerala there. You can do those kind of things as well. The idea is to provide you flexibility because there is a group of 20 to 25 people plus these other networking that is happening. It will be relatively easier for you to schedule things. And one of the things that we will be encouraging you, and I'll talk with UGC to make this happen, is these FTPs will preferably conducted in your institutions as much as possible, just in case. That is so that you see, this is one of the things that my professor used to say was, if you want to do well in life, make your boss look good. Right? So, if you conduct an FDP of this stature by UGC in your institution will look good for all the NAC and all of those things. So that you'll also get institutional support. This is the reason why we want to do it this way. So at the end of this, we'll have 10,000 people. Now, essentially, yeah, that's at the end of this, we'll have 11,000. And then in addition to 100, we also want 10 research fellows, research scholars to also be associated. We'll actually have 11,000 people. That's the plan for this FDPs. That is where you are part of. Now, yeah, what will we do going forward, right? In terms of the engagement, in terms of the resources, all the lecture slides that were conducted in this during this one, except for one, Harshaji's, because he's writing a book, everything will be available to you. In fact, most of them have already been shared, but we'll put it in a more organized way in a Google folder and share it with you. Not just the ones conducted here, but also the ones conducted in Bhopal. You'll be able to see all of that stuff. Similarly, all the lecture notes will also be given. We have asked all the resource persons to prepare lecture notes. So they will be preparing the lecture notes and will be coming up with a book for FDP lecture notes. In addition to that, you'll also have the recordings of all the videos. So you'll have the recordings, the lecture notes, and the lecture slides. This is something that we'll be giving you maybe in next 2 weeks itself. It will not take more than that. Okay. So the first two things we'll do, the lecture notes will take some time, maybe 2 to 3 weeks, because they have to prepare also. So we'll do that. Then that is essentially in terms of the resources. In addition, for that engagement part, we will be having one online interactive session with the IKS team every month. We'll have that, we'll talk about issues. We'll do it more frequently as necessary, but we are committing to doing it at least once a month. And then one more other thing that we want to do is we will also be having some kind of a lecture, online lecture by experts at least once a month. So every 2 weeks we'll be scheduling something, either an interactive session or an online engagement. Online lecture. And then the discipline specific FDPs, we want to conduct them in next 4 months. And there will be a feedback form that Anurag will circulate. And that will basically ask you to indicate the area where in which you want to do your FDPs, so that we can organize. It takes some time for us to organize them, so we'll try to organize them. And that is essentially about the engagement part. In terms of the networking part, already there is a WhatsApp group. We will try to again combine them, all of them, and then create one more big one. Either if it's not possible in WhatsApp, we may do it in Telegram, because that has more members. And you're all part of IKS email lists, whether you like it or not. We keep sending materials. So we'll be sending you all the information about the things that are happening in IKS. And then all the course materials, remember all the course materials I was talking about, we'll also be providing you all of that. So these are all the 42 courses. I mean, it's not very readable now. All I'm trying to put out there is that there are many courses that are interdisciplinary. These are all necessarily interdisciplinary courses. Of course, you can see even in multiple languages. There are courses in Kannada also and Telugu. So you'll see all of this. So these are the course materials for these will be made available. So how will they be made available? These courses are different from these FDPs. This is not the 10,000 teachers FDP, right? This is different from that. This is available to anybody in the country, preferably to people who actually have attended the FDPs. What will these courses have? We are actually having lectures, 30-minute lectures. So typically what we are doing is we are bringing 4 to 5 experts in each subject there. For each course, there is a group of 4 to 5 experts who come, discuss, formulate the course outline, then they deliver the lectures, 30 to 40 lectures, 45 to 50-minute lectures, and record it, compress those to 30-minute videos. There is lecture notes of 5 to 10 pages for each lecture. There are assignment questions and slides. All of these things will be made available to you after you attend a FDP conducted by those experts. Then only that will be made available. So the idea is somebody can go, attend that FDP, take these materials, play the 30-minute video in the class, lead the discussion for 20 minutes. And then then you can be more comfortable leading the discussions and things like that, so that the 30 to 40 lectures can be conducted. So you can easily conduct a 3 to 4 credit course in a semester. The idea is next year, you may be comfortable with few of the lectures and you will say, I don't need the videos there. I'll teach them myself. Maybe 5 lectures out of 30. You'll do that. 3-4 years later, none of the videos will be required. You'll be able to teach the course. That is the level we want. Simultaneously, as this is happening, IKS division will also provide internship opportunities. So for students, so you can write proposals for your internship opportunities for students. So if you want to explore a little aspect of something, you actually can write a proposal and we'll look at it. And then finally, when you are at the level of teaching the course yourself and you are really thinking of research component, not in the first year, okay, so second year onwards maybe, then you can think of writing research proposals. So teaching, research will go together. So that is essentially the idea of bringing from libraries to laboratories. And this is essentially what we are going to do. And this is essentially the kind of reach. When I talk about networking with IKS, we have 53 centers across the country, 88 research projects, many PIs working in it, more than 2,000 interns, so many books. All of that stuff is something that is available to you. So all of that is available. And Anurag gave instructions, I give assignments. So the first assignment to you is in the next 6 months, there are many secondary, primary books which have been translated. So please read at least one translated work in your domain, whatever your domain be. You will find a list of about 1,700 books on our IKS division website. And many of our resource persons have shared materials. So please take whatever interests you. If it is better if it is in your domain, read one book. And within 8 months, would request you to complete 2 such books. At the end of 1 year, you should read a primary text in whatever language it is. It is in Sanskrit, Telugu, Malayalam, Odia, Bengali, Assamese, doesn't matter, you have to read it. This is the assignment. And so study that. So read 2 books in 8 months, study 1 book in 1 year. Is that something that is possible? Right? And then the Fourth one is try to discuss. This is more of spreading the awareness, because it is our responsibility now to remove a lot of misapprehensions about IKS. So let us discuss with our colleagues, with our students, to say what is IKS, what does it involve, where do we go with this, and all of that stuff. And in all of this, we'll stand with you at every step. And it is as our Veda says, Sangachadvam Samvadasvam Samvomanamsi Janatam Deva Bhagam Yatha Purve Sanjananam Pasme. Namaste.
अग्रिमकार्यस्य चित्रणम् अस्माकं पुरतः प्रदर्शितवन्तः तेभ्यः धन्यवादाः। अधुना अहं निवेदयामि श्री वेंकटेश्वर आयुर्वेद महाविद्यालयस्य निवृत्तप्राचार्याः कार्यक्रमस्य विशेष अतिथयः आचार्याः पी मुरलीकृष्ण महोदयाः कृपया तेषां वक्तव्यम् अस्माकं पुरतः उपस्थापयन्तु इति।
Om Namo Venkateshaya. Salutation to Lord Dhanvantari, the Honorable dignitaries on the dais, Professor GSR Krishnamurti Garu, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Credulous National Sanskrit University, and Director, Indian Institute of Technology, Ken Sachinarayan Garu, and Vice Chancellor, Sri Venkateshwara Vedic University, Honorable Rani Sadasivamurti Garu, and the man behind the total activity, Professor Ganti S. Murthy Garu, the National Coordinator, all their crew and participants drawn from different domains and different regions of India. Pan-India representation is there, it seems to be. Really, this is a very valuable days for you for the last 5. You learned a lot, and you have a lot of assignments, lot of responsibilities assigned by IKS. Probably you need to do a lot of activity in future. I remember in this regard the 3 important quotations which inspired my life. One is from Swami Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. He says, as long as I do live, so long as I do learn. This is a very important. Read what Murthy sir has rightly said. Because after listening to several lectures, gradually we have confidence to imbibe those, but gradually it fades off. This is the nature of memory. And you need to inculcate that whatever that you learn here, it has to be imbibed and assimilated. This is a very, very important thing. This is what, as long as you do live, you have to learn. That learning skill must not be forgotten by teachers like you. And second, very inspiring words are Homi Baba's. Homi Baba says that greatness of science is not in the form of knowledge acquired, but in its application. So application, translation of science is a very important thing. Social application is very important. Susruta Samhita, the age-old document on Ayurveda, it says that science, theory and application are 2 wings of the bird. It was rightly said. 2 wings of the bird. If you want to fly high in your domain, you need to have theory and application. Both simultaneously must be strengthened so that you can fly high in your domain. The third very important thing is J.R.D. Tata's, which inspired me. Success can never be achieved without deep thought and hard work. This is a very important thing, because it is not a random thing which you get, but it has to be inculcated. You have to do a lot of work for that, and then you will become expert in your domain, and you will be the warrior of this IKS projects in future. So because you have assigned a lot of activity in future. The very important thing which I want to place before you is, it happens in 2008. When Abdul Kalam was the President of India, he had an idea that why not Ayurveda? Ayurveda was also very important traditional system in India, practiced for generations together or even years together. That is more than 3,000 years old system, descended from Vedas.
he said he called some professors and then asked, can we do some science initiative in Ayurveda? Can we do some activity in science initiative in Ayurveda? So then there was again discussions, and Professor M.S. Valiathan, he was the cardiothoracic surgeon, and he developed a inquisitiveness, enthusiasm to learn Ayurveda. He learned Ayurveda from one of the Ashtavaidyas from Kerala. He stayed there as a Shishya for 1 year and he learned. After he became the Vice Chancellor of Manipal University. So he was the man and who proposed some research projects on Ayurveda. There were around 4 projects were evolved after the series of discussions with Ayurveda and base scientists. So those 4 projects were materialized and there were about 34 publications have come out in the project of science initiative in Ayurveda. It happened to me that I was also there in proposing the projects and I was also one of the monitoring committee members for one of the projects of the Department of Science and Technology. So our project was on Amalaki, that is Amla. Regular intake of Amla along with unequal quantities of honey and ghee is going to slow down the biological aging. That was what Ayurveda says. There were around 67 references on Amalaki. 67 references say that Amalakam Vayasthapana Nam. It says that Vayasthapana. Vayasthapana, base scientists said it is a slowing down of the biological aging. So then they framed the entire structure how to do it, and we proposed that everything was done. And after about 5 years of spending around 15 crores, 12 publications have come out that Amalaki is very effective in increasing the longevity of life and increasing the quality of life. And fecundity, that is the progeny also, that means it worked upon, it was experimented upon Drosophila model and rat model and human subjects model. So in all these 3, really in Drosophila model, the Drosophila melanogaster was 36 days old. That lifespan is 36. But after taking the Amalaki, after feeding the Amalaki, it survived for 42 days. So like that, several projects, even another is Panchakarma, where the Vasti application of one enema, medicated enema, is going to reduce the obesity. The third one is there is an apprehension that we have mineral compounds, metallic preparations. Metallic preparations, the modern doctors have apprehension that these are going to cause vital organ damages like kidney damage. But that project was also there with the Rasindura, which is a mercuric sulfide, and which is stated as harmless on all models. And finally, we have one more project. That was, Ayurveda says that there are 7 temperaments in human beings. They are called prakrutis. They are born at the time of birth itself. That is, they are developed at the time of birth and they continue toward their life. These 7 prakrutis are going to disdain their longevity, quality of life and disease proneness and their lifestyle and habits, and that is diet habits, all these. So then that project was identifying by traditional practitioners the temperament of the human being, that is a subject, human subject, and their blood is assessed for the genes mapping. So this project was called Ayurgenomics. They identified that there is a similarity in genes. When you identify a Prakriti as per your temperament, as per your physiological and psychological parameters as explained in Ayurveda, the similar was also there in the Ayurgenomics. That means genes are also going to say that there are 7 categories of people, and their assessment also can be done nowadays, that what are the disease proneness for them. And these are all very similar. So knowledge is there, but it has to be validated sometimes. So it happens to me that sometime back, about 7 years back, there was a WHO project where one of the 7 members committee, I was also there. And what was the assignment given to that is to explore the validation of publications in Ayurveda. So we explored around 600 publications. Out of that, only 8 publications are valid at the 2B or 3A validation as given by WHO. That means we have resources, we have knowledge, and we have even transdisciplinary research, but the disciplinary research, interdisciplinary research has to be more validated, more in the standards of international level, and then only it will be approved by the international even scientific fraternity. So with this, sir, as a 36 years I worked in my institution, we used to conduct programs which are pan-Indian. A very easy thing for us is to conduct a program in Tirupati is very easy for organizers. Why? Because the people from different parts of India, they are very fond of coming here. Very fond of coming here. Maybe alluring thing is Lord Venkateshwara, next Tirupati. So both. So if you can conduct these programs, this will be 100% success rate for you, and they will come here and they really enjoy that. And this alluring thing is our Lord Balaji. So this for this end day, lot meticulous plan was there from the IKS. Hardships were there from the 7 members, core members or committee member, coordinators are different, and support from the NSU. All these have given into Purnahuti. Now this today is the end day. So I wish you all success. Uttishtata, Jagrata, Prapyavaran Nibodhata. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
धन्यवादाः आचार्याः। अधुना अहं निवेदयामि श्री वेङ्कटेश्वर वैदिकविश्वविद्यालयस्य कुलपतयः, कार्यक्रमस्य सम्मान्याः अतिथयः, आचार्याः राणी सदाशिवमूर्तिमहोदयाः वचोभिः अस्मान् अनुगृह्णन्तु इति।
ब्रह्मेन्द्रवन्दित पदाम्बुजशङ्खपाणि श्रीमत्सुदर्शन करावलम्बं श्रीवेङ्कटेश मम देहि करावलम्बं। सभा सरस्वत्यै नमः। वेदिकायाः उपरि विराजमानाः नित्यसङ्गोष्ठी सञ्चालन क्रतु अध्वर्यवाः अस्माकं राष्ट्रीय संस्कृत विश्वविद्यालयस्य प्रियतम कुलपतयः आचार्याः कृष्णमूर्ति महाभागाः, तेभ्यः प्रणामाः। एवमेव एतस्य क्रतोः अध्यक्षाः सन्ति अस्माकं सर्वेषामपि आत्मीयाः तत्र गेण्टि एस् मूर्ति महाभागाः, सर्वकारस्य प्रतिनिधीभूताः, प्राचीन भारतीय अध्ययन विशेषाः ये वर्तन्ते तेषां सर्वेषामपि तावत् तत्र संयोजकाः सन्ति। यथा एतैः उक्तं तत्र अमन्तरम् अक्षरं नास्ति नास्ति मूलमनौषधम् अयोग्यः पुरुषो नास्ति योजकः तत्र दुर्लभः इति। तादृक् योजकाः तेभ्यः प्रणामाः। एवमेव वस्तुतः कस्यचित् राज्यस्य राज्यपालो वा भवतु, राजा वा भवतु, अथवा यः कोऽपि अधिकारी वा भवतु, केवलं पत्रे हस्ताक्षरीं ददाति चेत् तत् पत्रम् आज्ञापत्रं न भवति, राजमुद्रा अपेक्षिता। तद्वत् अत्र अस्माभिः प्राचीनवाङ्मये, प्राचीनभारतीयसाहित्ये वैज्ञानिकविशेषाः नैके सन्ति। सैन्स् इति नाम्ना व्यवहर्तुं शक्नुमः वयम् इति यद्यपि वयं सर्वे वदामः, केचन अङ्गीकुर्वन्ति केचन नाङ्गीकुर्वन्ति, परन्तु राजमुद्रासदृशाः IIT निर्देशकाः वर्तन्ते के सत्यनारायणमहाभागाः अस्माकं सर्वेषामपि आत्मीयाः, न तु केवलं तत्, he is the dynamic and most pivotal person in our Andhra Pradesh higher education system. तेभ्यः नमस्काराः। एवमेव तत्र इतः पूर्वमेव श्रुतवन्तः वयं मुरलीकृष्णमहाभागाः आयुर्वेदवैद्यकाः नैके सन्ति लोके, आयुर्वेदविद्वद्वरेण्याः अपि नैके सन्ति, परन्तु लघुत्रयी बृहत्त्रयी इति प्रधानग्रन्थषट्कं यत् वर्तते आयुर्वेदे तत्र सव्याख्यानं कण्ठगतं तेषां, तत् तेषां तपः. It is his penance that he could get command over the 6 prime texts, not primary texts, 6 prime texts in the Ayurveda system, along with commentary, not at the edge of the tongue, not at the tip of the tongue, परंतु तेषां मनसि वर्तते, कंठे वर्तते, शरीरे सर्वत्रापि permeated in every nerve of him. अतः मूर्तिभूत आयुर्वेदाः धन्वन्तरि महोदयाः तेभ्यः अपि प्रणामाः. अतः परं तत्र सभायां विराजमानाः सन्ति भवन्तः सर्वेपि प्राप्तव्याः श्रुतश्रोतव्याः अचिरादेव कृतकर्तव्याः अपि भविष्यन्ति. अतः भवतां सर्वेषामपि अभिनन्दनानि. यदि केऽपि ज्येष्ठाः सन्ति चेत् तेभ्यः प्रणामाः. वस्तुतः we call our National Sanskrit University as a mini India, Laghu Bharatam. परन्तु अत्र भारतस्य हृदयं वर्तते. Cream of India and heart of India is here now in front of us in the form of you all. देशस्य कोणात् समागताः भवन्तः सर्वेपि अत्र कणं कणमपि क्षणशः कणशश्चैव विद्यामर्थं च साधयेत् इति किल. कणं कणमपि संयुज्य भवन्तः समुद्रमेकं सृष्ट्वा समुद्राः ये वर्तन्ते लोके तेषां कृते वितरणं कर्तुं समागताः सन्ति. अतः सर्वेषां भवतां कृते अभिनन्दनानि. So after the speech of G.S. Murthy garu, we need not speak anything. Still, we have to search for something to know about and to do something. As mentioned by Sri G.S. Murthy garu, this is not the end and this is the beginning. This is the beginning of what? This is the beginning of a new epoch, new age, where we are going to make an attempt to know what we were and what we are and what we will be. That's why we are ignoring our ancient systems of knowledge since a long time because of the impact of our existing educational system in the country. But slowly there is a transition and we are in a position now to aware what we were and what we are also. So let us be Bharatiyas. For that sake, Bharata, Bha is knowledge, Rata, who is interested in knowledge, he is Bharatiya. That's why though there are many regions in the world, India, ever since the beginning of the dawn of civilization, it has been considered as the peninsula of knowledge. Vijnana Dvipa Kalpa, Bharat Desha was, and even now also. So, we are the representatives of the seers. Seers were the first generation knowledge seekers and knowledge offering people to the country and also to the world. So it was the aspiration of our ancient seers. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayaha, sarve bhadrani paschyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. They never told Bharatiyah sukhinah santu, Bharatiyah stavatu, bhadrani paschyantu. It was never the aspiration of those seers. They always had an integrated outlook of the human planet. So we are the representatives of those seers. So here I would like to say a few words about what we can do, and what we are doing is a wonderful path has been laid down by IKS division of our uh, Ministry of Education, and at the same time it is very crystal clear that we are going to vocalize what was given to us through our seers, through the training offered by the IKS division of Ministry of Education. At the same time, we also must prepare ourselves. We need not be over ambitious to say that every discipline of knowledge which was offered by our seers is science. For the time being, we can ignore the word science, but it was a discipline of knowledge. How many streams of knowledge and how many disciplines of knowledge were offered by those seers, that should be remembered. In the form of Shruti, in the form of Smritis, in the form of Puranas, Itihasas, 350 Shastras, 64 fine arts, 700 Panjali Kalas, and there are many other branches of literature, Tantras, Agamas, whatnot, under the roof of the sky of knowledge. Whatever is possible, that was explored into by our ancient scholars and seers, and they offered. And we must try to collectively acquire that knowledge, and also, as far as possible, we can pave a way for our own selves wherever our interest takes us to collect some knowledge. So, specialized knowledge and general knowledge, in both the ways we have to acquire this knowledge. And in this process, what I feel is we can follow this kind of method. First, when you find a text, you need not search for exclusively any scientific content in it. We need not say that this is scientific, this is unscientific. Let us call these as disciplines of knowledge. Thousands and thousands of disciplines of knowledge are available in our ancient system. Every discipline of knowledge was offered keeping in view the welfare of the society from different aspects. So later, yes, if we are on demand to prove that that discipline of knowledge is science, yes, what are the requisites of science? Whether they are there in the Shastra or not. Every discipline of knowledge was called a Shastra. Mundane sciences were there, Shamsana Shastras, and injective science is there, that is Shamsana Shastra. Shasana Shastra and Shamsana Shastra, these are the two types of Shastras. Entire knowledge system can be divided into these two. When we choose a particular thing, the requisites of science, when we come to this, three requisites are there: observation, experimentation through some hypothesis, and after a constant experimentation, drawing the principles when a common experience is found after 100 or 1000 times of experimentation. So drawing the principles, laws. So these are the three requisites of science. When we come to our Shastra, Shastra has three pramanas. Pramana is means of knowledge: Pratyaksha, Anumana, and Shabda. Pratyaksha is nothing but observation. Observation through our senses. Whatever we perceive, that is Pratyaksha. And Anumana is inference, which is the base for every experimentation through hypothesis. And the third one, verbal testimony, Shabda, is nothing but the principalization, drawing the principles. So these are the three things. So when these parallel characteristics are there in Shastra on par with science, we need not hesitate to call this science. But it is not necessary every time to call every discipline as science. It is more than science sometimes. So the fourth pillar of our knowledge system is Yogaja Pratyaksha, of course. So I don't take time to explain it now. But here, four things I would like to tell. When we take a discipline, first try to find out the technical terms in each discipline. That is the first thing. When we can list out and try to get its translation in all possible languages, particularly regional languages, national language, English and other languages, if we can translate them, it is a good attempt for us. That is one thing. And secondly, for every discipline of knowledge, there is an approach. Nyaya Shastra should be studied in a particular method, and Vyakarana Shastra should be studied in a particular method. And other disciplines of knowledge have their own way of approaches. That's why approach is very important. And after that, conceptual study of various branches of knowledge are required. This is the third step. Fourth one is, let us make an attempt after getting a good knowledge of the technical terms of every branch of learning. Let us try to start translating. After translating, this is one aspect. The other one is, at the same time, while translating, we should try to find out the scope for experimentation and for the scope for using it in practical life. How far it is useful for us, for our practical betterment. That also can be done. So experimentation, possibility for experimentation, that also can be taken into consideration. And then we can start with a group of people, start studying, not merely reading, start studying every branch of study. Everybody need not be a scholar of all branches of knowledge, but of course, I will be concluding. So this way we can see, and very happy that even in IITs and IIMs and also in every premier institution of sciences, we have there is a place for Sanskrit and also this kind of studies. It is a great turning point. And now this thing, though it is beginning as a 2-credited course, very soon it may become a department and also a faculty in every IIT and in every Indian institution of knowledge. And thanks for giving me this opportunity. And just I try to share my knowledge with you all. Namaskar.
धन्यवादाः आचार्याः। अधुना अहं विनिवेदयामि भारतीयप्रौद्योगिकीसंस्थायाः निदेशकाः कार्यक्रमस्य मुख्य अतिथयः आचार्याः के.एन्. सत्यनारायणमहोदयाः कृपया तेषां वक्तव्यम् अस्माकं पुरतः उपस्थापयन्तु इति।
The host for the event, Professor Krishnamurthy Garu, the other dignitaries on the stage, Professor Rani Sadasivamurthy Garu, Professor Murli Krishna Garu, the man behind this whole program, Ganti Surnaranamurthy Garu, and the various participants and colleagues from National Sanskrit University. First of all, thank you for the organizers for inviting me to share the stage today after this function. I'll have to tell you, I was very impressed or very taken by the kind of enthusiasm and the kind of energy that is there in this room after a 6-day program, right? Usually we also conduct a lot of programs. Towards the end of the even if it's a 3 days or 4 days program, everyone is waiting to get away and get back to the thing. But the kind of feedback that was given by the various participants earlier And but not only that, you get these vibes as a faculty, as a students, you're sitting in a class, whether things are knowledge is getting transmitted, or the students are paying interest, or they're getting bored. You can see that. And let me tell you, I'm very, very really impressed with the way the program is organized. Hats off to Srinivas Murthy and his team here. I'm sorry, Surnaran Murthy and his team, including Sri Anurag Deshpande, for putting this program together. And we have been interacting with him for last few years, since he has taken over the IKS division of the Ministry of Education. And the kind of focus and the programs they put together under various, whether it is from a research project perspective, creating centers, getting the message out, creating resources for teaching, and at the end of the day, you need the people to teach. And the program that they've done here to train the teachers, train the trainers, expert trainers, and the whole scheme that he's talking about, where you get across to 10,000 people. You need people with such passion to make it happen. Earlier we had this NPTEL program, National Program on Technology Enhanced Learning, one of the most worldwide, if you see the way the Indian academia came together to put all these courses. We had, it was originally conceived by Professor M.S. Anant, then Director of IIT Madras, but the person on the ground who did it was Dr. Mangal Sundar. Again, the kind of energy he brought, the way he ran around, got everyone on board, got faculty members to give time and so on. So you need really passionate people who are ready to put in all their energy and focus. And thank you, Kenti Surnaran Murthy garu, for driving this initiative with that kind of passion, right? And the ministry is very keen on promoting these activities. And actually, a few years back, about 3 years back, when the then Honorable Minister for Education, Sri Ramesh Pokhriyal ji, had visited Tirupati. He had come for our first convocation and the inauguration of our first phase campus. He had also visited the National Sanskrit University. At that time, it was still Rashtriya Sanskrit Sansthan, which later on became a central university, National Sanskrit University. So he and then Vice Chancellor Shrimagaru was also there. He said, we have IIT here, ISA here, and National Sanskrit University. Why don't you people work together? They have so that was a trigger which started us talking in terms of whether we can work together. We should have made much more progress, but we're still, formulating this. We're discussing with the IKS cell how to create a big center of excellence, because the National Sanskrit University and also Tirupati also happens to be lucky to have the Vedic University, Sri Venkateswara Vedic University, that Professor Rani Sadavamurthy is heading now. But when he was earlier at the Sanskrit University is when we started these discussions, and he's been one of the persons who actually gave us an insight on how we could work together, right? Highlighting the various areas, the various texts that are there, whether it is the Vedas, whether it is the Smritis, the Itihasas, or the Puranas, or the various treatises, where all this knowledge resides, right? And they know how to interpret it. Okay, most of us science people sitting and technology people, some of us have interest who will try to get to the deep understanding of it, but our focus is on our teaching research in those areas. But they have the ability to understand, interpret, and as already was pointed out by other speakers, how do we get it across to larger group of people whether it is in English or the regional languages which are understood. So that's one part of it. The second part has been as Professor Ganti Murtigaru was pointing out, from library to laboratory, or from the manuscripts to laboratory, to validate what is relevant, what is replicable, what is today we are talking about scientifically validating what we are trying to do. I was earlier involved in I'm a civil engineer basically, and I've been involved in the restoration of the Tafram temple in Cambodia as a part of the Angkor Wat complex. We have a lot of Hindu temples there. The world's largest, actually, in terms of size, Hindu temple is the Angkor Wat temple in terms of the volume of the building and so on. So we were involved. IIT Madras. I've been a professor at IIT Madras. So from IIT Madras, we were involved. The Archaeological Survey of India was given the task of restoring this particular temple. Earlier, we were also involved. India was involved in the restoration of the Angkor Wat temple, but later on, after the Cambodia, the problems they've had, they had to stop it. And then when they revived, India did not have much of a role. And when Vajpayee ji went back and the Look East policy of India, they decided that we need to go back and get involved in this restoration. So AS Archaeological Survey was going there and trying to do some interventions, and any restoration intervention has to be approved by a technical body, that UNESCO-based technical body, and they want scientific validity. So that is where the Archaeological Survey of India came to IIT Madras, because the building's design, whether it will stand, when we do an intervention, the thing. So we had the supreme archaeologist who would go there and he will read out slokas and say, this is how it should be done. They say, it's all fine, but show it to me on where is the experiment, where is the thing. Just saying that it's there in the slokas, so this is how it should be done, is not enough. And that's where we got in from IIT Madras and brought in a lot of that basis based on which they were allowed to go. The ASI was allowed to go and do the interventions. So this is what is being expected, that if you say it is there, it's not enough. You have to show that it works, it is there's replicability, as our Professor Murali Krishna had pointed out. They had looked at number of papers and saw that really how many papers have gone to the extent of taking it to the acceptance in terms of this. So this is where we are looking at how to work together in terms of validating the knowledge in the current context, and of course the whole idea of rejuvenating and mainstreaming, when we were discussing, Professor Rani Sadaswamy, they brought out so many areas, whether it's in astronomy, whether it's in acoustics, whether it is in agriculture or metallurgy, medicine, mathematics, hydrology, right? I actually pulled out the document before I came for this, and I'm reading out from what he had prepared. All these areas, psychology, management. In fact, my first interaction with him was when he came and gave a talk when IIT Tirupati started to our students on management principles from the text. He came and gave a talk at our institute. So we are trying to work together on this, and I'm just giving you an example how we could carry forward. One thing is to, first of all, being aware. Second thing is to how to take it forward, and we want to create a major center here. Someone referred to the temple city there, how they were happy to be in the temple city of Tirupati. But please note that Tirupati is now also turning out to be a major educational hub, okay, of the state. In fact, it's the major. We have about in Tirupati city itself, we have about 7 or 8 universities, institutions. For a city of this population, which is less than 4 lakhs, Of course, we have a lot floating population, maybe 1 lakh plus floating population a day, having so many institutions. Whether it is the oldest, the big one is the SV University, Sri Venkateshwara University. Then we have the Mahila University, the state universities. Then the central institutions, we have 3 central institutions in this city. It is IIT, ISER. This is the only city in the country that has both an IIT and an ISER. The top technology institute, the top science institute, and the National Sanskrit University. So these are the 3 central universities, institutions. Then we have the Vedic University. We have SWIMS, the medical university. Then we have Veterinary University of the state is located in Tirupati. The Agriculture University has one of its biggest campuses in Tirupati, right? Then we have the private Mohan Babu University, and so on. So many institutions are there, and we are looking at how to work together on a common platform. We have this, what we call the Tirupati cluster of institutions between Tirupati and Sri City. Sri City, you have Kriya University, you have IIIT, Sri City in Chittoor. Now we have Apollo University in Chittoor. Apollo Hospitals has set up a big university in Chittoor. And then Nellore and Kadapa, if you look at it, we have about 14, 15 universities that we are trying to bring everyone on a common platform to work together. So Tirupati is just not just a spiritual or a pilgrimage center. It is also a major education hub today. And the platforms that we are using here, we try to share. Yesterday, there was a CDAC, part of METI, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. They were conducting a program on IP, intellectual property. So we had hosted it in IIT Tirupati, but we invited all the institutions around to come and participate. Similarly, ISRO came and conducted a program here. The DRDO has come and conducted a program. So we host it, sometimes Mahila University hosts program, and everyone around is invited to come and participate. So we're trying to share our resources, and then how to collaborate together. So under this, we have an IIT Tirupati, for example, has an IKS center. This is on Kalamkari art. Kalahasti is a major center for Kalamkari art, where we use a lot of natural dyes, right? All the painting is using natural dyes. So we're trying to understand the chemistry behind it. It's been an art that's been around for so many years. Natural people are the same, but how do these natural dyes fasten to the textile, and then how does it last, so on. So we have a center of excellence looking at Kalamkari art, natural farming, and food preservation. Okay, so that's one of the centers that we got sanctioned earlier, Professor Raghav from our institute, and then they're in touch with National Sanskrit University and other institutions around to get this to work together on this. Then we also have a project on evaluation of various traditional Indian blood purification medicines using 3D bioprinted microfluidic organ chip, okay, platforms, using microfluidic organ chip platforms. So this is with the Ayurvedic University that he was earlier heading, along with one of my colleagues, Ravi Shankar and Renu Dikshit. Dr. Renu Dikshit, the current principal of the institution. So they have a project going on, nearly 15 lakh project to study this in a very scientific way, taking the Ayurvedics, so on. So these are the kinds of activities that are going on, and we are looking forward to participate much more in this. In fact, after this meeting, Professor Ganti Sunarayan is coming to our institute also to discuss this, how to take these activities forward. So all the best to all of you, and please carry you forward. As was pointed out earlier, this is the start of the journey, not the finish something, write the exam. All of you, I guess, are used to giving exams, not taking exams. So it's good to be once in a way getting back, putting yourself in this position of the student and taking exams. And so thank you very much. Namaskar. Jai Hind.
धन्यवादाः। अधुना अहं राष्ट्रियसंस्कृतविश्वविद्यालयस्य कुलपतीन् आचार्यान् GSR कृष्णमूर्तिमहोदयान् अध्यक्षीयभाषणाय विनिवेदयामि।
उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात्। अत्रैव विज्ञानमस्ति। खीरा होता है ना, खीरा का जो वो होता है वो तो तुरंत नहीं होता, जब पक जाता है उसी समय उसको अपने आप आ जाता है। इसी तरह का इस शरीर को छोड़ना जो है वैसा छोड़ना चाहिए। मैंने अस्पताल में लगा करके बहुत दिन तक रह के जो है आगे जाएंगे तो उसको भी परेशान है और उनके जो जितने हैं वो उनको भी परेशान है। मैंने इतना जो साइंटिफिक थ्योरम इस मंत्र में है इसको हमने देखा है। और दूसरा ये है कि रामायण में जो कहते हैं ना, मैंने आजा अनुबाहु अरविंद दड़ायताक्षम, मैंने राम को 14,000 को राक्षसों को मारना था। मैंने उनका जो छोटा इतने ही होता तो ऐसे कैसे होता। आजा अनुबाहु अरविंद दड़ायताक्षम, उसका जो धनुष है ना, धनुष को जो खींचने में इतना तक आ जाता है तो वही जो है उसमें बल है, वो दिखाना चाहते हैं। मैंने इस तरह के जो कई हम देख सकते हैं हमारे जो नित्य जीवन में। मैंने वी आर इन साउथ पोल, वी आर इन नॉर्थ पोल, देयर इज नो कम्युनिकेशन एट ऑल। मैंने इतने दिन हो गए एक दूसरे का जो है कोई पता नहीं आता नहीं। मैंने ईश्वर चंद्र विद्यासागर ने कहा कि हम तो पुराने जो जितना है धरोहर है उसको पढ़ रहे हैं, इसका क्या उपयोग है, आपका क्या है वो बताइए। और वो आ गया तो इन दोनों के बीच में कुछ समुदाय कैसे जो हो। मैंने इसीलिए मैंने 2000 में अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी जी के समय में हमारा जो मुरली मनोहर जोशी के जो नेतृत्व में हमने एक साइट क्रिएट किया। मैंने व्हाट इज द रिलेवेंस ऑफ संस्कृत एंड शास्त्रास टू मॉडर्न वर्ल्ड, यही ज्वलंत समस्या थी। उसमें हमने कहा कि हमारे जो लाइक माइंडेड पीपल, हमारे जो रानी सदाशिव मूर्ति जी और मुरलीधर शर्मा जी और लोग मनसीर बाल भट्ट, ये सारे मिल करके अपने जो छोटी मोटी बुद्धि से हमने एक प्रदर्शनी लगाई। और प्रदर्शनी लगाने के बाद मुझे भी इतना संतोष नहीं हुआ, क्योंकि हम तो इनको कंफ्यूज कर रहे हैं या तो सही रास्ते पर ले जा रहे हैं, क्या है इसका क्या है, इसी में हम होते थे। इसका कुछ आगे बढ़ने का जो है हमने सोचा, लेकिन कुछ समय का भी एक पाबंदी रहता है। उस समय के बाद आ गया हमारे घंटी जो श्री सूर्यनारायण जी, मैंने ये नेशनल कोऑर्डिनेटर ऑफ IKS, मैंने इसमें जो है आगे मैंने इन्होंने एक मैंने ऐसा जो साइट इन्होंने लॉन्च किया, हम सभी अब इसमें आ गए। मैंने ये कहते हैं ना, ये तो विश्वामित्र हैं, मैंने सृष्टि की प्रतिसृष्टि करने वाले। विश्वामित्र ने सृष्टि की प्रतिसृष्टि की है ना, और इनके 2 राम और लक्ष्मण जो है हमारे कौटिल्य और अनुराग जी, इन दोनों आकर के यहाँ जो है यहाँ मैंने बसा। अभी जो सीता स्वयंवर हो गया, सीता विवाही हो गया, आप सभी बाराती हैं। आपके मैंने इसमें हमने क्या किया वो तो आप बता रहे हैं। अब बहन जी ने कहा कि हमारा दर्शन 2 बार हो गया है। कैसे 2 बार 3 बार कैसे हुआ, इसे मुझे भी आश्चर्य लग रहा है। मैंने आप डायरेक्टर साहब ने हमने पूछा कि इनको 3 बार कैसे दर्शन कराया आपने। मैंने जो कुछ काम नहीं होगा तो 4-5 बार जो है इसको करते हैं। ये एक लेटर भेजा हमने हमारे जो नोडल ऑफिसर है उसके माध्यम से, उसने इनको ऐसा कंफ्यूज कर दिया कि देखिए हमारा अष्टलक्ष्मी आई है। वो अष्टलक्ष्मी का मतलब नॉर्थ ईस्ट के जितने जो लोग आए, मैंने अगर इस समय जो है हम नहीं कर पाएंगे तो बेइज्जत हो जाएगी। जब ऐसा जो वो साहब से कहा तो उन्होंने स्वीकार किया, क्योंकि लक्ष्मीपति है ना ये, और अष्टलक्ष्मी के पति जो है हमारे श्रीनिवास जी है, और भगवान जी का दर्शन के बारे में एक हो गया। दोबारा जो है हमें एक संदेह हुआ कि ये तो काम करेगा नहीं करेगा, निर्बद्धम सुबद्धम बहुत ऐसा करके दूसरे को भी मैंने भेजा। दोनों आ गए तो 1,500 का 300 हो गए, 150 का 300 हो गए। और एक आप जितने बार जाएंगे उतने बार आप दर्शन कर सकते हैं 3 दिन में। तब भी ऐसा ही हुआ, ये भाग्य है। मैंने इसके जाम्बवान्य त्रिनेता स्यात् अंगदश्च महाबला हनुमाश्च अप्रतिष्ठाता न तस्य गतिरन्यथा। ये तो जाम्बवान है, आप तो हनुमान है। और ये सारे जो विषय के जो संयोजक हम हैं, मैंने इसका जो है बहुत सफल हुआ। इसका कारण यही है, मैंने बहुत दिनों से हमारे जो एक तमन्ना थी कि मैंने हमारे जो संस्कृत में जो विज्ञान है या नहीं है, तो कहाँ तक है, मैंने कहाँ तक है, तो अब आजकल के युग में कहाँ तक इसको स्वीकार कर सकते हैं, नहीं कर सकते हैं छोड़ देंगे। मैंने हाँ या नहीं तो सीखना चाहिए ना। और इसी से जो है हमारे जो भारतीय ज्ञान परंपरा का बचपन से शुरू करके NEP के साथ मैंने 5+3+3+4 और 5 में जो है बचपन से हम छोटे मोटे KG to PG वहाँ तक कुछ इन ग्रंथों को हम स्वीकार करें तो अभी भी ये उसका संभव हो सकता है। अनेक विषय है, कई इसमें कोई नहीं, कुछ तो मिर्चा मसाला लग करके और पुराणों में चला गया। मैंने ये कहते हैं ना, चंद्र का जो शाप हुआ वो तो क्षय रोग से ग्रस्त हो गए। कारण क्या है, रोहिणी के साथ ज़्यादा समय रहता था। लेकिन असली बात वो नहीं, मैंने इतने जो 27 स्टार्स है, एक में 13.3 मैंने डिग्री रहता है। लेकिन ये कृतिका नक्षत्र से लेकर मैंने रोहिणी नक्षत्र से लेकर मृगशिरा तक उसका जो है 15 हो गए डिग्री। मैंने इसमें ज़्यादा हो गया, मैंने उसका स्वाभाविक रूप में वही है। अब इसी को एक कहानी बना करके इसको क्षय रोग हो गया, उसके साथ ज़्यादा रहा, इस तरह का जो है मिर्चा मसाला लगा दिए। ये तो इतना तो हो गए ना। मैंने ये सब कुछ देखने के बाद हमने मैंने हमारे डायरेक्टर साहब जब आए उस समय हमारे छोटी मोटी में जो कुछ 100 से ऊपर जो है हमने पैनल बना करके कुछ एक सर्कस जैसा हम ले जा करके कई यूनिवर्सिटियों में हमने लगाया। मैंने उससे जो है कुछ तो वो आकृष्ट भी हुए और इसका कुछ मैंने इसको उनको नहीं समझा सके तो कंफ्यूज तो कर सकते हैं ना। और कंफ्यूज करने से आपका जो जिज्ञासा बढ़ी रहती है, इसमें कुछ है क्या है ये देख सकते हैं। और ये ऐसा कंफ्यूज करते करते हम तो गए सेंट पीटर्सबर्ग। वहाँ भी जो है ऐसा हो गया कि हमारे कुशोत्पाटन एकादशी, आप नॉर्थ से जो आए हैं वो जानते होंगे। मैंने उस समय जो है जो ये होते हैं ना कुशा का उत्पादन करना है, करने के लिए अमावस्या के दिन ही करना है। क्यों करना है, वो जो है कुशा के कई भेद होते हैं, लेकिन अच्छा कुशा जो है अमावस्या के दिन वो तृणज्योतिषी ज्योति प्रकाश होता है, उस प्रकाश को समझने के लिए उसी दिन करना है। इस तरह ऐसा करके मैंने इसको, मुरली कृष्णा जी यहाँ है, मैंने कहा कि इसी तरह का हमारे जितने जो औषधि हैं, औषधि जो है वो औषधि सहा, मैंने रात में भी उसको उखाड़ना है, रात में उखाड़ने से ही उसका फल होता है। इसका उदाहरण मैंने दिया तो सारे कंफ्यूज हो गए। या तो जिज्ञासा से एक पूरा जो है मैंने जिज्ञासा बनी रही, आगे जा कर के बहुत कुछ उन्होंने कुछ इंटरव्यू लिए। मैंने इस तरह का जो है हमारे विषय में कुछ सोचेंगे तो अच्छा रहेगा। आप बड़े जो है विद्वान लोग हैं और भी अनुभवी लोग हैं, मैंने बहुत परीक्षित आप आ गए और परीक्षा के बाद आप आ गए तो इस भारतीय ज्ञान परंपरा का जो स्रोत है उस स्रोत आगे बढ़ेगा। उसमें हमारा भी कुछ देख लीजिए अगर आप, मैंने ये इसमें जीवा श्रेष्ठा अजीवा नाम ये तो दिया है, बायोस्फेरिकल क्लासिफिकेशन में वो दिया है। मैंने इनएनिमेट से एनिमेट श्रेष्ठ है। और इनएनिमेट क्या है, मैंने जिसमें ग्रोथ रहता है वो एनिमेट है, जिसमें ग्रोथ नहीं रहता वो इनानिमेट है। माने जैसे ये लकड़ी है, लकड़ी में कहीं जो है उसमें उसका वृद्धि नहीं होता, वो इनानिमेट है ना, अजीव है। जीव तो पत्थर है, पत्थरों में कैसे जो है वृद्धि ग्रोथ होता है, माने दो तरह से, माने इसका जो है क्वालिटेटिव क्वांटिटेटिव। छोटे छोटे पत्थर जो है बड़े बड़े शिलाखंड हो जाते हैं। क्वांटिटेटिव माने क्वालिटेटिव में वही पत्थर जो मणि होता है, अश्वेभ्यो रत्न में बच्चा, मैंने रामायण में दिया है, जो पत्थरों से रत्न निकलते हैं वो भी दिया है। मैंने इस तरह का जो है यहाँ जीव है, उसमें शिलाखंड में जीव नहीं है, उसके काष्ठ में मैंने लकड़ी में कोई जीव नहीं है। इस तरह का जो है उन्होंने दिया है। इस सबको देखेंगे, देखने के बाद कहाँ तक है या नहीं, मैंने उन्होंने कहा कि ऐसा जो चुनौती नहीं कि सब कुछ उसी में है, ऐसा नहीं है या नहीं। मैंने उसको कंफ्यूज हो गए होंगे, मैंने कंफ्यूज हो गए तो उसका ये कंफ्यूज है, ये तो ये है, इस तरह का करके हम माने समझ सकते हैं। इन्हीं शब्दों के साथ आप सबका जो है बधाई देते हुए, हमने जो कुछ गलती की या जो कुछ की, आपका ही भाग्य है, आपका ही नेतृत्व में ये कार्यक्रम सफल होगा। इसमें वही मात्राओं से भागना, आपको कुछ हमारा कुछ है नहीं। अगर तब भी कोई गलती हो गया तो क्षमा कीजिए। धन्यवाद।
धन्यवादाः। अधुना सम्माननकार्यक्रमः आरम्भे भारतीयप्रौद्योगिकसंस्थायाः निदेशकानां सम्माननं कुर्वन्तु इति अहं राष्ट्रीयसंस्कृतविश्वविद्यालयस्य कुलपतिवर्यान् तथैव IKS विभागस्य संयोजकान् च विनिवेदयामि। अधुना वैदिकविश्वविद्यालयस्य कुलपतयः राणी सदाशिवमूर्तिमहोदयानां सम्माननं कुर्वन्तु इति निवेदयामि। तदनन्तरं श्री वेंकटेश्वर आयुर्वेद महाविद्यालयस्य निवृत्त प्राचार्याः आचार्याः पी मुरलीकृष्ण महोदयानां सम्माननं कुर्वन्तु इति निवेदयामि। तथैव IKS विभागस्य FTP संयोजकाः श्री अनुराग देशपांडे महोदयाः एतेषामपि सम्माननं कुर्वन्तु इति निवेदयामि। एवमेव IKS विभागस्य FTP कोऑर्डिनेटर अस्ति श्री जी कौटिल्य महोदयः, तस्यापि सम्माननं कुर्वन्तु इति विनिवेदयामि। एवमेव कार्यक्रमे विश्वविद्यालये कार्यक्रमम् आयोजितवन्तः। अत्र संयोजकाः सन्ति आचार्याः पी वेङ्कटराव महोदयाः, एतेषामपि सम्माननं कुर्वन्तु इति निवेदयामि। तदनन्तरं डॉक्टर SL सीताराम शर्मा महोदय, कृपया पुरतः आगच्छतु महोदय। समीर, डॉक्टर SL सीताराम शर्मा महोदयः। तदनन्तरं डॉक्टर लक्ष्मीनारायण महोदयः, योगा डिपार्टमेंट। श्री लोकेश महोदयः, लोकेश महोदय कृपया शीघ्रम् आगच्छतु। श्री पणिवर्मा महोदय, एतस्य कार्यक्रमस्य संपूर्ण आयोजकः अत्र सर्वविधकार्याणि नेतृत्वम् ऊढ्वा कार्याणि साधितवान् अस्ति आचार्यः शिवराम रामकृष्ण भट्ट महोदयः, तेषामपि सम्माननं भवतु।
I'll take this opportunity. Since 10 years, he and his team is working really hard to make this program a success. So, Shivram Bhattji, Sitaram ji, and all the people who are involved in food, accommodation, transport, everything. So they are involved like 24 hours. They're working hard. So it's really their good help and their support. Thank you.
अनन्तरम् अलोक मंडल महोदयः, डॉक्टर अलोक मंडल महोदयः, एवमेव डॉक्टर शेखर रेड्डी महोदयः, डॉक्टर चारुकेश महोदयः, तथैव डॉक्टर चारुकेश महोदय, डॉक्टर बलि चक्रवर्ती महोदयः, डॉक्टर बलि चक्रवर्ती महोदयः, डॉक्टर शेखर रेड्डी महोदयः, श्री चेतन कुमार महोदय, श्री श्रीकांत महोदय, श्री वेंकैया महोदय, श्री प्रवीण रेड्डी महोदय, श्री चरण महोदय, अधुना धन्यवाद समर्पणाय अहम श्री जी कौटिल्य महोदयं निवेदयामि।
एकः निमेषः। तत्र टेक्निकल कमिटी मध्ये डॉक्टर कुमार भागवाडी महोदयः अद्य सूत्रसञ्चालनमपि कृतवान्। तस्य सम्माननं कुर्वन्तु इति मान्यान् सम्प्रार्थये।
उत्साहेन अस्माकं विश्वविद्यालये IKS PG प्रोग्राम् अस्माभिः आरब्धम्। एकवारं तत्रापि यदस्ति पाठ्यांशनिर्माणविषये भवतां अवश्यं परामर्शाः अपेक्षिताः। एकवारम् इण्टर्नेट् मध्ये स्थापयामः, भवतां कृते प्रेषयामः। सज्जन्ति प्रथमवर्षं जातं किल, द्वितीयवर्षम् एवं भवति। तदपि भवेत्। अस्माकं बालकेन्द्राणि सन्ति, मुरळी अस्माकं सीताराम द्वारा चाल्यन्ते। ततः आरभ्य 6 यदस्ति, फस्ट् 5 यदस्ति, ततः आरभ्यापि किञ्चित् अस्माकं IKS मध्ये अपि लघु लघु विषयाः भवन्ति चेत् वरम् इति तत्रापि प्रचारं कुर्मः भवतां सहयोगेन। धन्यवादः।
सर्वेभ्यः नमस्कारः। Honorable dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, esteemed guests and all gathered here today, सभी को मेरा प्रणाम, नमस्कार। On behalf of IKS Division, Ministry of Education, I, Kautilya, Coordinator, extend heartfelt gratitude to the UGC for their support and coordination to IKS Division in conducting Master's Trainers Faculty Training Program. I extend my heartfelt appreciation to our esteemed guest, Professor P. Murali Krishna Garu, retired Principal, Sri Venkateshwara Ayurveda College, Tirupati Devasthanam, and Professor Rani Sadashiva Murthy Garu, Vice Chancellor, Sri Venkateshwara Vedic University, Tirupati Devasthanams, and our beloved Chief Guest, Professor K.N. Satyanarayana Garu, the Director, IIT Tirupati, and I also extend my sincere gratitude to Professor Ghanti Suryanarayan Murthy Garu, the National Coordinator of IKS Division, and Professor GSR Krishnamurthy Garu, Vice Chancellor of National Sanskrit University. I also want to express my deepest gratitude to the distinguished resource persons and faculty members from various disciplines of Indian knowledge systems across the country. Your dedication to reviving ancient knowledge and your participation in the Master's Trainers Faculty Training Program has been exceptional. I would also like to acknowledge the contributions of my colleagues, Sri Ramji, and Sri Anurag Deshpande ji, coordinators from IKS Division, and the coordinators, the entire staff of National Sanskrit University, Tirupati. Your tireless efforts have been instrumental in successful completion of the program. Your presence and active engagement have enriched our discussions and deepened our understandings of India's rich cultural heritage and knowledge systems. We are profoundly grateful for your time, expertise, and dedication to promoting and preserving our ancient wisdom. Thank you once again for your unwavering support and dedication. Let us together strive to make India once again the Vishwaguru of all knowledge. Dhanyavad. Jai Bharat, Jai Hind. A small announcement. Recently, IKS division has started an initiative from IIT Roorkee, a portal, IKS portal, through the e-certificates. So, Chetanji, so that is the portal. So you all the certificates, when you have the lunch, you can receive the certificates. So through your email. The thing is, when we send the certificate, the certificate will go to the junk folder. So we will send a acknowledgement also from our end, and there is a registration link. The link will be forwarded to your registered email. So the exam what you have written, with that email only we will send the email. So we request everyone to check that email. So I think before the lunch that will be happen. And there is a e-portal, so e-certification portal. So there you can look into. First you have. Am I audible? Yeah. So I request you to go through the directly register process. So when you go that, when you enter it and all those, then directly it goes to your email for confirmation. So when you do that, then automatically you will be signed in. So you come back to the same and you have to sign in. That's it. So, and there is a QR code which we have given to your certificate. When you scan it, automatically that goes to your registered email to the portal. And these certificates for temporary purpose we have arranged for 5 years, and even though it will be extended, and there is a ID card format, these are all we are establishing. So whatever courses you do from the IKS division, regularly you can visit there, and you need not to worry about the certificates. All certificates will be at the portal. Thank you. Namaste.
क्षम्यताम् डॉक्टर ज्योति मैडम अत्र उपस्थिता अस्ति कृपया ज्योति महोदयामहं विनिवेदयामि तस्याः अपि सम्माननं भवतु इति सापि अस्माकं कार्यक्रमे एडिशनल कोऑर्डिनेटर रूपेण कार्यं कृतवती अस्ति कृपया डॉक्टर ज्योति महोदया शेखर रेड्डी महोदयः कृपया वेदिकाम् आगच्छतु इति निवेदयामि। एवमेव प्रतिदिनं वयं सुमधुरं गीतं श्रुतवन्तः। प्रियं वदा प्रियं वदायाः अपि सम्माननं कुर्वन्तु इति विनिवेदयामि। अस्माकं कुलसचिवाः अत्र विराजन्ते कृपया कुलसचिवाः डॉक्टर प्रोफेसर रमाश्री महोदयाः कृपया अहं निवेदयामि तासामपि सम्माननं भवतु इति। एका सूचना वर्तते भोजनस्य अनन्तरं रिलीविंग लेटर अत्रैव दीयते सर्वेपि भोजनं कृत्वा अनन्तरम् अत्र आगच्छन्तु रिलीविंग लेटर स्वीकुर्वन्तु तदनन्तरं गन्तुम् अर्हन्ति। शान्तिमन्त्रेण कार्यक्रमः समाप्यते। सर्वे मिलित्वा शान्तिमन्त्रं वदामः। सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ओम शांति।